Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? Our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Well. Did we all come in and sign up and do this again? Are we going to do this together? I'm excited. I hope that you are as excited as I am. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Jesse Blake. Welcome, Robert Malloy. Welcome, Justin Fisher. All on the chat tonight. And of course, a god behind the scenes, the stats god himself, Hayden Matheson. Everybody's here. Uh, oh, yeah. And hey, by the way, I should let you know, it's Robert Malloy's birthday, everybody. Happy birthday, Robert. I just made that song up. Do you like that? Robert, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Robert. All right. Now, listen, it was great to see Matt Sundin just a second ago as a part of this, Hall of Fame committee that are welcoming people here in Toronto. I got to tell you, I normally not big on pregame ceremonies, but I love this. This is great. And it's nice to see Matt's, and it was cool to see Mike Gardner too, because hey, Mike Gardner was a Leaf for a bit too. And we're gonna watch a game tonight. We're gonna watch a game, and I don't know if you saw last night's game. Whoa, it was cool. We're gonna do this again. We're doing this right now. By the way, to everybody, thanking me or saying, "Hey, Adam, nice mustache, guys. It's coming in good, isn't it?" My wife hates it. She absolutely hates it, but it always comes in thick. and juicy, and I feel like I look so much more handsome. By the way, it's part of our Movember thing. So if you'd like, we'd love to take your donation. It goes to men's mental health. Movember, and they're a good partner to SDPN. We love those guys, and uh let's just grow delicious mustaches, huh? How great is that? It's gross. Hey, out of town scoreboard from today: Blackhawks 5, Wings 1. Blackhawks are on a tear, man. Watch out for the Chicago Blackhawks. They're looking good. The Kings beat the Penguins, which is kind of surprising because the Pens have been so good. Mammoth and Senators are just going to get started. Kraken and Stars have not got started yet. A game to watch out for at 8 o'clock tonight is our good friend Hayden Matheson's team, the Minnesota Wild, taking on the Calgary Flames. We got Canucks Avalanche. We got Ducks Jets, baby. It's good times. Hayden, how we feeling about those Minnesota Wild lately, huh? Hayden says if they don't win tonight, he's selling all this shit. I love that for you. That's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Listen, yeah, the goal was crazy. The goal was crazy. Um, the Mojo Marcus Johansson goal, beautiful thing, beautiful thing. John says, Adam, the handlebars are coming in beautifully. Thank you so much. David Wilson says Seth Jarvis is going to score and Bussy is going to stand up. Here's the deal: if Bussy stands up, your boy Adam wins because woo, woo, because he's on my fantasy team. I just picked him up this week. But if he doesn't win, I'm okay with that too because I have Austin Matthews and I would love for him to score some goals. Um, SLS says, Adam, it's going to be tough trying to watch the Leafs and Steelers at the same time. Keep me updated on the game. Let me know how it's going. Cool man Lanny says, chat, are we about to cook? Oh man. Last time we were on, it was the most insane game of all time. It was that Pittsburgh game. That was crazy. And the Leafs followed that up. That really good third period with 3 great periods to Utah later on the week. And then last night, boy, that was a disaster. Mikey Asimont being offside, but also the goal went in, but we never actually got to see the conclusive footage that it got in, but don't worry, trust us. And also the Leafs just they can't defend the rush. They just can't. They can't defend any sort of rushing. Cross ice passes. We're right back to like playing EA Sports NHL 12. Just cross the ice. You can do it. No problem. Easy. It was interesting. Berube said that he thinks everybody's got to be better, but he did actually say that Stolarz has got to be better too. He's like the goalie and everybody, which means the goalie. You can't be letting in 2 goals on the first 2 shots. So I'm curious. I'm curious about what tonight's response is going to be. I'm curious about if on the second half of a back-to-back, the Leafs are like, who cares? We've won 5 of 7, which they have, it feels weird to say that. And who cares? It doesn't really matter that much. But it really does matter. And I would be really grateful if they put together a good show for us tonight. James Stemler said, hey, Adam, what are your thoughts on the Avalanche winning 9-1 while being 0-7 on the power play? Tells me that the one thing that's working for the Oilers right now is their PK. And good for them. But holy moly, the Oilers need a goalie, but they also need to play defense just kind of like the Leafs. It's kind of crazy, actually. When you think about it, there's 3 teams that I would say are struggling in a way that's like scaring people, like scaring fan bases. The Leafs, obviously, because even though they've won, other than like a game or 2, they haven't really looked good. The Oilers, because, I mean, October's over. It's already November 9th. We expect that, a third into November, they should be tearing it up. And then the third team, this is crazy. We're going to play a little game called Who Am I? All right? The game is Who Am I? I am 7-1-1 on the road, which is a crazy number. I'm 7-1-1 on the road. But at home, I'm 0-6-1. And I just got shut out to my rival from like across the water at home last night. Embarrassed. I would be the New York Rangers. That's right. Everybody in the chat. I see it lighting up. I see the Rangers. Yep. 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 Woo! What is going on with the Rangers, man? And Jumbo Joe is out there on the ice, by the way. Shout out Jumbo Joe. Or he's going to be out on the ice. They're going to bring him out. You know, again, like I said, I don't love big ceremonies, but this is nice. Look at Joe Thornton. He deserves it. The Leafs are in first place, Hayden? Who's in first place? Oh, Hayden said, give us a break. We're in first place." That's from the 2021 documentary. That will live in infamy, I think. That will live in infamy. And it does, and Leaf fans show it all the time. Listen, I'm appreciative of what Joe Thornton brought. I just don't know if that was the answer they needed. Oh, here comes Wes Richard. Pew, dropping 5 SDPN memberships. What's up, Wes? Big Daddy Wes dropping in. Maple Dogs, Igor Shesterkin is definitely not happy about extending with the Rangers. No. Lichta says Panarin is cooked. He better not be, because he is on my fantasy team, and I need him to not be cooked. I need him to be great. I need him to be excellent. I don't know what to say. Makes me sad. He's been terrible. I think he's had 2 games this year where he's had multi-point nights, and I think they account for, I think he's got 9 points this year, and they're like 7 of those points happen on those nights. It's crazy. Alex9269, look, I have Shesterkin in fantasy. What is going on with the Rangers? Here's the thing. Shesterkin's been amazing. The Rangers, at the beginning of last week, were among the lowest goals against in the entire NHL, and they still are. They have the 3rd lowest goals allowed in the entire NHL. The Rangers have the 3rd lowest goals allowed in the entire NHL. Here's the problem. They have allowed 40 goals, which is really good. They've only scored 35, which puts them dead last in goals for. That's bad. That's really, really bad. Anyway. Shout out to all the people getting inducted in the Hall of Fame tonight. It's really cool. It's really cool to see this. Dolan says, "Hey Adam, can you turn up the volume on?" Or so, "Hey Hayden, can you turn up the volume on Adam's mic? It's super quiet." Can I do that from my end, Hayden? What do I need to do? You got me? All right. Okay, how's that, everybody? Is the volume better? Yeah. Somebody says they used to work for Joe's cousin. Oh. Are the Thornton family, the Thornton extended family, nice? DG North, hear me out. Adam ceremonies at 6:30, puck drop at 7. Thank you, DG. Why, when we have a game that is supposed to start at 7, are we starting the ceremonies at 7? Started at 6:30. Get everybody in there. Come on. Let's get this game going. People are saying that the audio is much better, Hayden, so thank you for that. All right. Now, here's what I need, everybody. Since we're all here, we got a lot of people here already. I love this. Give me your score predictions for tonight. Who wins? What's the score? And who scores? That's what I need. It's the Bally Bet Sunday night stream here on SDPN, and I need to know. I need to feel it. SLS says, kind of surprised they didn't have the Sharks or Bruins face the Leafs tonight. I know that would have been kind of cool, right? Because with Joe Thornton, but whatever. Jacob, a very, very positive Leaf fan, 3-1 Leafs. No Channel says it's 4-2 Carolina. SLS says 3-2 Leafs. Matthews, Waugh, and Robertson are going to score. Cody says it's going to be a blowout for Carolina. 7-3, Cody. Damn. Man, have we no faith in the Hildebeest? Dennis Hildeby, by the way, starting for the Leafs tonight. Brendan Bussey, I believe, is starting for the Canes. Hildeby, it became the Leafs' only option because the Leafs could not possibly keep putting Caden Primo out there. And guess what? He was reclaimed by the team they're playing tonight. That would be Carolina. I haven't seen him on the bench yet, but he might be there. By the way, as much as I hated Zdeno Chara throughout his career because he just wrecked the Leafs, that guy rocks so hard. Don't let Bruins fans tell you I said that. Don't tell them I said that. Primo immediately got sent to Chicago. Well, that's good. I think that's where he should be. 9-1 Carolina, says Lyndon Wong. Wow. I can't tell if you guys are Canes fans or Leaf fans because it would be very Leafs fan to go, yeah, they're going to lose. Let's have a look at this. Power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs has actually been a bright spot. And it's 25th in the league. Oh, well. Compared to Carolina's 30th, it's still better than them. Penalty kill, Carolina and Toronto, better. They're both top half of the league. Carolina 10th, Toronto 14th. Face-off percentage, Toronto's third in the league. They've always been really good at that. Even Nick Waugh has been winning a lot of face-offs, something he struggled with in Vegas. Carolina, 14th in the league in that. Goals for per game, Leafs are 5th in that stat, which is great. The problem is they're 30th in goals against per game at 3.67. Basically, they score as many goals as they let in, and that's bad. Now, Carolina, for their part, scores a lot of goals at 3.79, does not allow a lot at 2.71. The Leafs, I think, team save percentage is in the 880s this year, when last year it was in the 910s. So, yeah, you're not going to win as much when your team save percentage falls like that. And I think the problem, as we have seen, and I no doubt your eyes could tell you, but I'm sure stats will also tell you that the Leafs are not as good this year, and their goaltending is not as good this year. But I have a sneaking suspicion you already sort of knew that because you watched the games. And my thinking is that they have the talent. I will be on these streams and I will maintain every single time. These guys have the talent. They don't have to play this bad. They just are playing this bad. So we'll see what kind of effort they put in tonight. Also, they're not as talented as they used to be. This is my other theory. Not as talented as they used to be, not able to take periods off or games off and try to win them at the end of the way they used to. Now, these days, you got to just play the full 60, which is what a normal hockey team does, by the way. So we'll see what happens. Tavares making his 1,200th career NHL start tonight. That's crazy. Here's a guy that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame eventually. That's right. I said it. I think Tavares is going to the Hall of Fame. We got to get him to the third round at least once, though, man. It's crazy. Crazy that he hasn't been able to do that. All right, we're getting ready for our face off. I am watching on the TSN app for anybody wondering. It's on TSN4. So if you're watching, that is where my stream is at. And obviously, we will have the timer on screen. Nick Waugh wins the face-off. Michelli dumps it in. Let's see what kind of effort these Toronto Maple Leafs put in. Usually on Sundays, they're garbage. And on back-to-back days, they've been better as of last season. But, I think a lot of the problems that exist with the team currently are between the years. Here comes Nick Waugh. Oh, Bussy kicked it out. Waugh almost grabbed it. I like that. And I think the reason Berube's got these guys out there, Waugh, Michelli, and Dakota Joshua, partially, is because they've been a pretty good line. Michelli scored last night on a great setup. And I don't know. I feel like the Joshua Waugh duo that keeps staying together, I feel like those guys are settling in, looking more and more comfortable, and looking more and more reliable. Lichta says, Hall of Fame for Tavares with no individual awards or championships. Is the bar so low? Well, Pierre Turgeon, who had a lot of points and not much else, also made the Hall of Fame. Go look up Pierre Turgeon's stats. They're great. Did he win any awards? No. Did he? I don't even know if he went to the Stanley Cup final, but he's in there. And you guys, we do have to get used to the fact that there will be Hall of Famers that do have that. And don't have any cups and that sort of thing, because that's just kind of the way it is now. There's so many players and so many teams. Matthews and Nylander out there together with Matthew Nyes. Leafs needing goals. They're needing also to stop goals. So we're going to look to Dennis Hildeby. Joseph Woll, by the way, made a start yesterday with the Marlies. He allowed 3 goals, but they just wanted him in for 36 minutes. Oh, nice little play there by Benoit. Not able to redirect that puck towards the net, but it looks good. Hayden asks, what do we think about the Canes jerseys now that we see them play? Hang on one sec. Here we go. Ooh. It's Robertson, Tavares, McMahon. And honestly, this line's shown a lot of spirit. Robertson, since he's been in the top 6, I think he's got 6 points in 5 games. Looked great. Bobby McMahon obviously had that fight last night after Zadorov leveled Lawton. A shame. It looks like Lawton's going to miss more time. He broke his foot. Nobody really announced that, but then Kevin BX has sort of let that slip on Hockey Night in Canada. We kind of suspected it wasn't a bruise. And now it looks like he's probably got a concussion or symptoms of potential concussion. So who knows how long that'll be? Sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a few days, sometimes it's several months. You just do not know. So I'm hoping they get him back because, man, the best game they played, Scott Lawton was in the lineup. Dylan Webster, I love watching the game. Both TSN and Sportsnet won't let me watch. Apparently, I'm both in the Leafs region and outside of it. I love the NHL. Dylan, you have everybody's full permission to sail the 7 seas tonight, buddy. Plus, you're already paying for those subscriptions. So is it stealing if you just decide not to use them? You're already paying for them. And if they don't work, well, also I think TSN's been having trouble with their regional blocking technology, and they've actually encouraged people to reach out. So I think if you reach out through the website, not only would I be asking them to fix it, I would also be asking for a refund this month. Because what's the point in paying for it if you can't watch it? All right, so it's Domi, Blay, and Yarncroke. Steven Lorentz taking a seat. I don't think he looked great last night, but I also don't know that he's 100% healthy. The one thing I never have to question with a guy like Steven Lorentz is effort. The guy is all effort all the time. Total dog. Sedin Magic 15 makes a good point. Colin Campbell is in the Hall of Fame. The bar already is not that high. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Shots are 1-1, about 3.5 minutes into the game. I'm expecting Carolina to totally outshoot the Leafs tonight. And I'm not saying they're going to outchance the Leafs. I just said outshoot. Looks like Oliver Ekman-Larsson might be hurt there. Might have blocked a shot. I'm expecting that's what Carolina does. They just pepper the net with shots. Try to grind you out. So I'm fully expecting the shot count to be like 40 to 30 or 40 to 25 tonight. What I will be interested in is high danger scoring chances and expected goals. Nerd stats, real nerd stats. By the way, the SDPN account is asking, could we please potentially hit like? That would be super duper. Also, I got to because it's the Bally Bet Adam Wylde SDPN watch along. I want to know who, if you're on Bally Bet right now, who are you putting a $2 Steve on for first goal? Anytime, well, not anytime goal. First goal. Who scores first? Tell me, chat. Let's go. Give it to me. Oh, Lichta just dropped 10 SDPN memberships. Leaf Olpstad says the bar is incredibly low for contributors in the Hall of Fame. Harold Ballard is in the Hall of Fame. That's all you need to know. Yeah, he shouldn't be in there. He shouldn't. What did he bring to the city of Toronto? Nope. Skull. Who do we got? Who do we got? Remember all those predictions you guys made? Seth Jarvis, need Tavares for fantasy. Sammy Blay first goal. Wouldn't that be funny? So Carolina's shot, by the way, has been rescinded. Doesn't count. They've just taken it off the screen. Five minutes into the first period, very little happening in this game so far. Dennis Hildeby, Brendan Bussey starting for each team. Wes Richard dropping a 20 banger. What's up, Wes? Hey, I was watching the F1 race while listening to the stream. Oh, here comes Willie. Scores! William Nylander on a great setup by Matthew Null. Absolutely angles Brendan Bussey. Busted tonight, are we? Woo! Big goal, Willie. Big goal. Don't worry, Wes. I'm going to get to your super chat in a second, but let's break this down. This is the kind of play that happens to the Leafs. Morgan Rielly with a great pass down to Nye. So it was Morgan Rielly to someone. I didn't see who it was. To Nyes. And you know what's interesting? Both Nyes and Nylander have just that one extra step on their guy. Two Carolina players back. Neither of them really have Nylander. And when you get him in that close, he's just so dangerous. He's on a 10-game point streak where he's collected 8 18 points. Woo! And I believe he's still leading the NHL in 5-on-5 points. So anybody who said William Nylander opening goal, you nailed it. And I believe Ryan Beatty actually said it. Ryan Beatty, I think you nailed it. And Steven Schiller, you also got it. A few people got it. I love that. I love that. Wes Richard also dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Wes, don't worry, buddy. I haven't forgot about you. We're going to commercial break here soon on the broadcast, and then we'll get to your super chat. But since Tavares is on the ice and he's been scoring the lights out lately, I figured we might want to turn our focus to that. 14:23 left in the first period. By the way, kind of cool hanging out on a Sunday night with you kids. Oh, did we just get a penalty? Or is that offside? Okay. Yeah, I think that was offside, Hayden. Who was that pass from? Was that Carlo to Nice too? They're just showing the replay right now. Hey, Hayden, who's got the extra assist on the Nylander goal? It's a good goal. Nice to see the Leafs do that. That's very Leafs. By the way, I thought Nylander from Nyes and Riley. Okay, so I was right about Riley then. Good. So, oh, there's a little bit of a scramble in front of the Leafs net right now. First line is out there for them again. They're the ones who scored. By the way, if you missed it, it was a great setup. Riley to Nyes to Nylander, who was on a short, fast break, and it was a beautiful one. Great goal. They're just going to show it here, I think, as they go to break. Oh, no, they're just going to show the high fives. Okay, Wes Richard. Hey, I'm watching the F1 race while listening to the stream because the NHL is stinky and loves their blackouts. So I guess this is a blackout issue for many people tonight. If you guys, he said, I also refuse to pay Rogers or Bell to watch hockey in a country where hockey is the national sport. Well, you can always sail the 7 seas, my boy Wes, or you can hang out with us, whatever you want. Cool Man Lanny asks, Chad, are we cooking? Hell yeah, we are. Lanny, I just like that. Sorry, I'm just catching up here. Rennie says, why is Bussy's helmet just plain? Because I think this is his 5th start, and I think it's a little early if you're him to go get a mask painted if you're not sure you're going to stay. Like, it looks like he's going to stay, but they don't know that. So if you're him, you're kind of like, I'll wait till the coach says I'm on the team. And Carolina loves to run 3 goalies, mostly because usually their first 2 goalies are injury prone. Kachekov, Anderson. In the past, who else did they have? They had that a really good player as well, and his name evades me. Anyway, long story short, they're always prone to injury, those guys. Lich just says, who from the 4 nations roster does Bedard replace on Team Canada at the Olympics? I think the question, I'm going to rephrase that question. It's going to be Celebrini. And I think Celebrini is going in. I think Bedard should be there, but I think that they're going to be worried about how many super young guys they take. They shouldn't be worried about that at all. But I would say, I think who was that? Anthony Cirelli, I would think is Anthony Cirelli and potentially Brad Marchand. Although I love Marchand's vibes. At a certain point, you do have to kind of just take the best players. Marchand, if you remember, was like the extra forward in that thing. So, yeah. Oh, it was Antti Ranta, everybody. Yeah, Antti Ranta, perpetually injured. Corrupted 101 said, did you see the TMZ and the New York Times picked up your banger story? Yes. Funnily enough, guys, I don't know if you heard this. Alan Walsh and I were in Newsweek on TMZ, and now we apparently are in The Athletic as well. Alan told a story, a crazy one, about Bryce Harper and how he was allegedly threatened by somebody head office. So you maybe want to check out that episode because it's a pretty salacious quote. But to be in TMZ and Newsweek and The Athletic is new for me. I don't think it's so new for Alan. Luke says, hey, here in Australia, they've moved all the NHL games to Disney Plus. I did not know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know they had. Um, I didn't know Disney Plus had any sports. Well, not in North America. They don't anyway. Oh, doing a pretty good job of keeping Carolina to the outside. The thing about Carolina though is they kind of like to be on the outside. So I'm not sure if the Leafs are playing well or if Carolina's just playing their game. And by the way, hilariously in the chat because you guys are just a bunch of Leaf fans. Um, uh, uh, who you got tonight, chat? Canes win or Leafs win? 52% said Canes win. That's 724 people that voted. So that's not a small number. Um, yeah, I don't know that we're overwhelmed. I know there's Hurricanes fans here tonight. And you guys feel free to identify yourselves. We love you very much. But I think that's a bunch of Leaf fans who are like, I'm sad and this team has looked like crap. And you know what? Justified. Justified. McMahon throws a little hit on Taylor Hall behind the net. Leafs having a little bit of trouble here in the last couple minutes getting the puck out of their zone. It's McMahon, Robertson, and Tavares out there. And this is the thing that you're looking for if you're Craig Berube. You want Nick Robertson to stay in the lineup because he scores. The issue with Nick Robertson occasionally is that he gets pinned in his own zone. Now, this time does not appear to be his fault, the whole line. But, for this line to continue, and they've been very, very good on the offensive side, they're going to have to clear the puck. And look, Jackson Blake just stripped Bobby McMahon again. And that's the kind of crap that the coaching staff absolutely hates. And it looks like the Leafs just took a penalty because of it. Is that McMahon? Yeah. See, so listen, if McMahon is able to play that on the half wall and up, even if he fires it down, he doesn't take a penalty. Oh, so then what happens is that Carolina Jackson Blake is able to bring the puck back in, and then eventually you get Kotkaniemi and McCabe, and that's a hold. It's a little weak, but it's a hold. Thomas Whitlock says, "Right here, big Canes fan. We just got to weather the storm and get healthy. Half our decor is out. Yeah, we got a couple forwards out. Not the most fun. You know what? Who doesn't love a healthy hockey team? You never get one. Robert Bett, watching the Hall of Fame inductees on Prime before the game, that stash on Landon McDonald is the GOAT, and Mats looks like he could still strap on the skates, and we could use him. It's interesting. We were playing with, we did the Easter Seals tournament on Friday, and we were playing with Colby Armstrong because Steve got to draft Colby Armstrong to be on the team. And obviously, you guys know Colby from Sportsnet and Chicklets and that sort of thing. I said, "Hey, Colby, did you ever play against Mats?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did." And I said, "What was it about him that stood out?" He's like, "I knew he was big, but when I saw him skating towards me, I didn't realize how big." He's like, "The man was enormous, like huge, scary guy to deal with." Man, how great would Mats look in today's NHL? Like crazy. Oh, and what a shot. Sebastian Aho with a great goal set up from, I think, Nikolai Ehlers. Guys, I got to be honest with you. Canes fans, don't hate me for this. I don't love the Canes jerseys. I don't love them. I tried to like them. I wasn't sure about them. The marching band was cool. Yeah. And by the way, this goal, you like Hildeby to have that, but I also don't expect a guy at Hildeby's talent level to have that. If that was if that was Anthony Stolarz, I'd be like, dude, you got to have that. And Dennis Hildeby, I'm like, eh. Um, Saya says, I'm a Canes fan, but SDPN reignited my hockey passion. This is one of my favorite games of the year. Well, I'm so glad. Welcome and enjoy. I think we're going to have a good time tonight. Corrupted 101 says, also can't wait for Bouchard Carter from the Avs game. Buddy, I haven't had the chance to look at those highlights, but I hear it was bad. It was real bad. Dan Patrick 9420 says, Adam, can you wish Julie a happy birthday? Of course I can. Julie, happy birthday. I hope that the Leafs reward you or the Canes reward you with a big fat win. But I can't guarantee anything. Happy birthday, Julie. SLS, when you get the chance, take a look at the Canadian Premier League final in Ottawa right now. The pitch is covered in snow. Well, I probably won't get a chance during the stream, but I will check it out afterwards. By the way, we're halfway through the first period. Score is 1-all. Canes on a power play goal. Leafs on a breakaway by William Nylander. Leafs have looked pretty good. If you're just tuning in and you're seeing and you saw the Boston game last night, you know how shaky they looked. Tonight, they look good. They look good. Bob Starity says, good night from Finland. Kane's one of my Finnish teams. So, haha. Does that mean good night as in you're staying with us or good night as in you're going to bed? Because it's probably, 4 a.m. there? Svechnikov just, if you go back and you watch the goal that he had, man, it was beautiful. That was a gorgeous goal. By the way, I should mention, we're going to be playing a little game in the second intermission today. A little bit of, I'm going to need your prediction skills. I'll put it that way. We're going to have some fun. And you can play along with me. Pay $500 US annually to watch the Avalanche between HBO, Hulu, ESPN, and Altitude, as well as attending 10 games. I still occasionally sail the seven seas. Well, I think, listen, if you're already making the payments, I think it's okay. I think you're okay. Now, this is the Bally Bet Sunday night Adam Wylde SDPN stream. And right now, fans are able to use the code SDPN to unlock a 100% profit boost each Saturday for the rest of the regular season. This is in addition to Bally Bet's site-wide welcome offer where you get $50 in bonus bets when you wager $10. Please note that this offer is currently only valid to people in the United States, but we are cooking up something special for our viewers in Ontario as well. It's just not ready yet. We're just getting up to speed. So everybody, just a heads up, Bally Bet's got a site-wide offer, $50 when you wager 10, not available in Canada. And obviously 100% profit boost each Saturday night for the regular season. Cooking it up in Ontario, but we're not quite there yet. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be great. Tony says, whoever recommended the Disney EDPN tab, is that ESPN tab? Thank you from the US. Huh. The game isn't on Sportsnet, and I'm blacked out from TSN. You are my final option, so let's see how good you are. Welcome, Doug Sanderson. Everybody, welcome, Doug Sanderson. I got to describe for Doug tonight the game because I guess TSN just won't let him in. I've seen that. A lot of people have been having that issue. You are supposed to let TSN know. So if you can, shoot them a note through the TSN app or whatever. You can, assuming you pay for that, because they've been having issues. I guess they've been booting out a lot of people from their local regions, and they haven't been able to get it right. Hank says, what percentage of your fans are actually American, Adam? You would be surprised. SDPN, it's actually rising very, very quickly. I think we're at 35% now, and it's been very quickly growing each and every year. You wouldn't think that because we're Canadian, but we have a ton of Americans that follow, watch, listen, which is great. 9:15 left in the first period. Leafs and Canes kind of playing a bit of a stale few minutes here. Not a lot of scoring chances, which is very Canes hockey. What's not been very Canes, well, I guess everything's been Canes hockey. They've been staying to the outside. They've been peppering the net with shots. They got a power play goal, keeping the pressure on the Leafs, and they're shooting a billion times, and the Leafs have 2 shots. This is very on brand for both teams. Ryan says, why is Sportsnet useless for watching Leafs games? If you have the national package, you should be able to watch TSN via Sportsnet on the app. But if you've only got I don't know, there's a couple tiers of the Sportsnet app apparently. So if you've only got the local tier, then you wouldn't be able to watch TSN on that. You have to pay more money to watch the national package. I know. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you. And also, TSN, for whatever reason, because they only have regional blackouts, they don't seem to, through IPs, they don't seem to be able to properly kind of figure out where people are. They have not got that solved yet, which is a bummer because a lot of people are just blacked out. Now it's 8:30 left in the first period. Shots are now 10 to Carolina. They just iced the puck. Carlo Riley out there for the Leafs. Need them to look a little better, huh? Need them to look better for Steve Dangle's mental health, I think. That's all I'm saying. Gonna need that. Adam, even if you pay more and are in the local broadcast region, you can't watch it on Sportsnet. Really? Let me, I'm going to check that. I'm going to my Sportsnet app right now. Are you serious? That's nuts. Sportsnet Plus. I'm logging in. There I am. And there I am. So I'm logging in right now. I'm going to check. There we go. There we go. Regional restrictions. Yeah, so available outside the Leafs region. So you have to be outside the Leafs region to watch on the Sportsnet app, which is why you can't watch because you're in the Leafs region, but then TSN has kicked you out of the Leafs region. Isn't that great? Don't we love technology making everything better? I think it's just time to go back to cable or use a VPN. You could always, you know that we work with NordVPN. If you wanted to use that, the promo code's Dangle. It'll give you a discount and a few extra months for free. And they're not even paying for this ad. I'm just telling you. So if you really wanted to, you could use a VPN, hide your IP. What's that, Hayden? What's that, Hayden? Oh yeah, Hayden's like, listen, if Disney Plus has got NHL games in Australia, just use an Australian IP, and then you're good. That makes a ton of sense, actually. Robert Bett says just showed it on Prime. Leafs have an 8.67 save percentage, and I don't know why, but I love this team. Yeah, their save percentage, their team save percentage sucks. Did we just take another penalty? Is that anyway? Yeah, Rennie, you can use. Joe says VPNs don't work for me anymore. The live stream won't load most of the time. Yeah, it's kind of sad. That's why I think TSN legitimately wants to know because I don't think they like this. Like I don't feel like it makes them look good when Leaf fans get locked out of their product. They want you watching the game. They want you seeing the commercials. 7:28 left in the first period, by the way. Bally bet SDPN Sunday night hockey. Let's go. Steve last night. Your host Adam Wylde here tonight. And the Leafs, they got 2 shots. At least one of them's a goal. But they're probably going to be tired, and Carolina's going to pepper a lot of shots. And still, that's not good enough. Go, Robertson. Oh, Robertson was going to. Oh, Robertson beats Bussy to the net. He gets it out front. The Leafs are offside. Oh, that was a good play. That was a good play. Chemical Imbalance says, I met Adam once. He's a good egg. Is it because my head is egg-shaped? Do you like it? I'm a good egg-shaped head guy with a sweet Fu Manchu mustache. Some people were saying that this is not a handlebar. It is, in fact, a Fu Manchu. I don't know if you guys can confirm that. I don't know enough about mustaches. I have not done my mustache research. Sites will blacklist VPN IP addresses. All right. I didn't know that. I'm seeing stuff. Justin Fisher, ask the 8-ball if the Leafs can win tonight. All right, Justin. All right, Justin. All right, 8-ball. It's time for the 8-ball. You guys ready? Will the Leafs win tonight, Mr. 8-ball? I don't know why I called it Mr. Oh, no. I don't like that answer. It says, my sources say no. Oh, the 8-ball's an insider now, is it? It's got sources, does it? I don't know if we can trust the 8-ball. Katie says, you think that's bad? Here in New York, we are blacked out of every Rangers, Isles, Sabres, and Devils game, no matter what, on every channel. So what team are you allowed to watch then? Is that because you got to be on MSG or like how does that work? But why can't they watch? So Hayden's saying he's heard it from Rangers fans online that they haven't been able to watch. Why not? Daniel says we don't need to watch Rangers home games. It's okay. Yeah, it's been pretty rough. Amazing on the road though. They're just road warriors. Those guys. 6 minutes to go in the first period. By the way, 10-2 are the shots in favor of Carolina. Leafs had a good start to the game. And it was derailed a little bit by being pinned in their own zone. Jake McCabe took a penalty after Bobby McMahon was stripped. Here comes William Nylander with Matthews. He's on the big line tonight. They got to get goals from somewhere. And Carolina scored on the following power play, which sucked. Let's just be honest. Oh, wow. What a shot. And that is whoever called Seth Jarvis anytime goal. You got it. That was a crazy shot. Dennis Hildeby didn't have a chance, man. Not a chance. They're now getting outshot 10-2, 15 minutes into the game. It's 2-1. Oh, man. Listen, there are certain times of the year, it hasn't happened a lot lately, but there are certain times where I'm like, the podcast tomorrow is going to be tough. I'm worried about tomorrow's show. And I'll tell you why. Because I want to be able to give you some good news, something to hang your hat on. I don't know, man. That the eight ball might be onto something. Leafs are falling behind quick in this game. And yeah, they played last night, but it's the NHL. You have to play back to back. Man. Sammy Blay, up to yet. Calle Yarncroke. Leafs have got nothing going. No forecheck this entire period. Blay, Domi, and Yarncroke out there. They're the fourth line. Riley with a shot. Domi with it along the half boards. He gives the puck up, and there is nobody back. Jackson Blake is all alone, and he scores. Oh, shoots short side, but he put it high. Oh, my God. I thought that was in. The way that Hildeby's language. Thank God. Woo! Rennie says, can't wait to see Steve vibrating at the start of the show. Ryan says, any chance you guys talk about Bedard versus Celebrini tomorrow? Yeah, I think we should. That would be good news. Those guys look great, man. They look awesome. Game is going as expected so far. Welcome to the mushy middle. I know. Thomas Whitlock says Canes are 78-5-6 when Seth Jarvis scores a goal in the regular season. So is that bad for the Leafs? I feel like it's bad. Oh my God. Honestly, like I don't put that any of this on Hildeby. The way the defense refuses to gap up on any player ever, any shooter ever. Like you got to get some carbon fiber in front of that puck. You got to get some skin on them. You got to interrupt and disrupt plays, and I'm just not seeing it at all. West Richard 9 says TSN playing 2 straight minutes of commercials during an F1 race should be straight up illegal. I agree. Hayden said he missed the big I won't wreck it for anybody that hasn't seen the race, but he missed the big Verstappen moment today, and he's not happy about it because TSN was at commercial. Scott Campbell says Toronto burns out goalies with horrible D. Well, their D was among the best in the league last year, which is why this year's so perplexing. Why do they suck so much? Why is this happening? I don't get it. Don't get it. John Christian says, Adam, the Olympic jerseys have been out for 3 or 4 days and they still make me depressed. What a national embarrassment. You really feel that way, huh? I mean, listen, respectfully, I'm not trying to hate on your opinion. I'm unbothered by them. To me, they look fine. They look sharp. What's that, Hayden? Oh, Hayden doesn't like the black in the jersey. Yeah, I mean, the black jersey does kind of look like a Kanye West leather shirt. I'm not gonna lie. But Canada's had bad jerseys for a long time, and this isn't even the top 3 bad. Oh, here we go. Tavares McMahon, yeah, the Leafs somehow score. He had 3 goals on 2 shots. This team makes absolutely no sense, but it's tied 2-all. Woo! That's Robertson with another point. I believe that brings him to 7 points in 6 games. So Tavares set up Robertson. Let's go here. Benoit gets the puck. Robertson gets it out to Tavares. Tavares skates it through the neutral zone, is able to create an opportunity for Robertson off Bussy's pads. McMahon then gets it over to Tavares, who is in the right place at the right time. Beautiful play by the Leafs here. Those forwards look pretty darn good together. McMahon, Robertson, Tavares. Although, to be honest with you, anybody who's played with John Tavares this year looks pretty good because the man's on fire. Need I remind you, this is John Tavares' 17th season in the NHL. You want to talk about Bedard versus Celebrini? Can we talk about Johnny T? Can we talk about Johnny T as an outside shot for Team Canada? Why not? Why can't we? Why? Why? Monster play there. At least the Leafs can go into the dressing room, hopefully, maybe, possibly. I'm going to say it with a tie game. We'll see. Dakota Joshua swings. And this third line has actually looked pretty good too. They had a goal last night. Oh, Benoit with a shot. Bussy was falling and he just missed. Nick Waugh keeps the puck in. Joshua fighting off 2 Canes in the corner. Wow. I have to be honest with you. If you look at the way Simon Benoit skates, he is very clearly not healthy. But I don't think with Tanev out that they have much choice but to keep him in. Cool, man, Lanny. We are cooking, chat. Woo! Arismix 23, as you mentioned a few weeks ago that you had Bedard in fantasy. Is that still the case? Because he could be making up for Matthews and Panarin right now. And he is. Matthews has done not a great job. Panarin's done next to nothing for me. Once every couple weeks, he has a multi-point game. But here comes Nyes with a nice little backhand against Bussy. Picked up by the Canes in the corner, but the Leafs, that's Matthews, Nyes fighting for it. One thing I got to say is at least tonight, Matthews has looked like he's in the game. Last night, I have to be honest, I hate saying this, I didn't feel like he was that involved. I think Oliver Ekman-Larsson is officially out right now. I don't know if he makes a return in the second period. Hayden, have we got anything from Leafs PR on Twitter? Just want to check and see if it's been announced that he's out for the game or whatever. I think he took a shot. Yeah, he took a shot, was limping off the ice. It's just what the Leafs need. Another prime defenseman who's actually playing really well for them to not be here. Oh, here comes Bobby McMahon out front. He's brought down, and there better be a call here. And there is. This is what you do. You go to the net. You go to the net, and look at what's happened in the last 5 minutes. 5 minutes ago, the Leafs were being outshot 11-2. They score. They get some wheels under them, and look at the shot counter now. 13-10. Don't tell me the Toronto Maple Leafs don't have the talent. All up here. And a great move by Bobby McMahon to go after it. K'Andre Miller has no choice but to take him down. Bobby McMahon coming in front of the net with no coverage and would have been able to get a backhand off. Now, according to Hayden, there's been no update on Oliver Ekman-Larsson as of yet. Yes, I did say that. And I will say this. OEL, that could be a good sign. If they haven't tweeted about OEL, that means there's still a chance he comes back. That's how you got to look at it. If they tweet about him, he's not coming back. So hopefully it's just a bad bruise and he's back on the ice. They put some ice on it. SLS98 says, we need a stream, or whether it's on the stream or tomorrow's show, we need you to talk about your best friend Prince Harry's apology. LOL. You mean former royal Prince Harry? Sorry, Harry Windsor, former royal? Yeah. Listen, here's what I'll say. And I'll say it tomorrow on the show if it comes up, but it probably won't. You wore an LA Dodgers hat because you were in the owner's box. Okay. The owner will understand if you wear a Blue Jays hat or you're neutral. You know why? Because you're a prince of Canada. and several other countries too. He'll have to understand. If he doesn't understand, well, then don't go to his box. Your royalty, represent. If you don't want to represent, then you're not royalty. There it is. Straight up. Matthews to Tavares. Nylander's open with a shot. Scores! William Nylander from one leg. Unbelievable. The Leafs were getting killed in this period. Absolutely demolished. And in the last 4 minutes, have completely erased the Carolina Hurricanes lead and have completely erased their shots on goal lead, too. Don't tell me the Leafs don't have talent. Don't tell me they're just not as good. Maybe they're not as good. If they try, they can win. We need them to try. West Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Congratulations to everybody that's got William Nylander in fantasy. You're having a good night tonight. Willie is on hat trick watch, as that is pointed out. James Stemler, thank you. That's a good point. Woo! West Richard, I think, dropped another 5. West Richard dropping an SDPN membership basket. Now, by the way, if you are a brand new SDPN VIP member, it's pretty cool. You get an extra episode of the Steve Dangle podcast every single week where we talk about stuff outside of hockey, like pop culture, and it's actually hilarious. And here's the thing about SDP VIP for me that's the most special is the community. The comment section is amazing because it's not open to every person on the internet. It's open to like hardcore SDP fans that get it. And so you're basically, when you're there, you're among your people. You know what I mean? Kind of like being on our Discord channel. Beyond that, if you upgrade to SDP VIP ad-free, and you can do that on Apple, you can do that on Spotify, you can do that on YouTube, you get every single episode an hour before everybody else and completely ad-free for as long as you are a subscriber. So, not the worst. 26.4 seconds left in the first period. Sedin Magic 15. I really could have used good goalie stats from Freddie in fantasy. Well, I've got Brandon Busty in fantasy. So it's not going so hot for me. Jacqueline backing me up here. She's like, VIP episodes are the best. They are the best. They're so much fun. Check them out if you are a new VIP member tonight. And by the way, if you got an SDPN membership and you renewed, thank you. Your subscriptions actually do help us. And unlike other subscriber-based operations, we are actually trying to do a really good job for you. Your subscription matters to us. It's important to us. So just know that. Oh, I think the Leafs are going to be offside here. Oh, Robertson misses the puck and then gets crushed from behind. And McMahon is not going to stand for that. We're going to have a fight. We're going to have a fight. I think that's Slavin. So the puck went into Robertson. Oh, man. Robertson is underneath the fight right now. Oh, okay. So the stick. What happened? Is it Legault? Oh, he's bleeding. Okay, so he got a skate. Okay, I would love to know what happened there. So it looks like Legault's stick gets caught. No, he pushes Robertson from behind. And then he fights. And then as he's punching McMahon, his hand gets sliced by Robertson's skate, it looks like. Yuck. That'd be brutal. Wow. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. A guy punching, and he punches somebody, and then he gets his hand sliced. That sucks. Oh, all right. Out of town scoreboard. Chicago beat up on the Wings earlier tonight, 5-1. We got the Kings and Penguins, 3-2 final. That's a surprising one. The Penguins have been on they've been on fire, and the Kings, low-key, have been very mid. The Mammoth and Senators are tied 1-1 at the end of the first period, and the Kraken and Stars are in the second period, 2-1 there. We're going to have the Flames and Wylde starting in about 5 minutes, if it hasn't started already. Avalanche and Canucks tonight at 10, just after the game. And my boys, the Anaheim Ducks, taking on the Winnipeg Jets tonight. That's a real test. Those are, I believe, two divisional leaders right now. I have to verify that, but I'm pretty sure both of them are leading their respective divisions. Are they not? Ducks are. Oh no, Winnipeg's in a wild card spot. Damn. Anyway, so a hilarious first period overall. Let's just call it what it is. Like that was bizarro world. So we're gonna go through it just very quickly with me. Okay, let's break this down. First couple minutes, not much really happens, and then Morgan Riley makes a vintage Morgan Riley play, and in the best way possible. Listen, I'm hard on the guy, but when Morgan Riley's great, when he's on, he's awesome, and that is why I'm hard on him when he's not. Does that make sense? Great pass up the ice, finds Matthew Nyes, who carries it across the blue line, gets it over to William Nylander, and Nylander is on a very short breakaway and able to just absolutely undress Brandon Bussey. Okay. Then the Canes score a goal, tie it up. Then Bobby McMahon is stripped by Jackson Blake after being pinned in his own end for like a minute. Jackson Blake turns it around, creates another scoring chance, and the Leafs then have a situation where they're pinned again, and Jake McCabe he grabs Jesperi Kotkaniemi by the waist. Kotkaniemi is able to draw the penalty. McCabe in the box. He's one of their key penalty killers. Oliver Ekman-Larsson has already left because he took a shot off the leg, we think. And so the Leafs are down to 4 defensemen at this point, and Andrei Svechnikov is left completely wide open and fires an absolute torpedo, like unbelievable speed, laser, right past Dennis Hildeby, and now all of a sudden it's 2-1. And the Leafs look bad from there. At one point in this period, 10-2 were the shots. But for whatever reason, with 5 minutes left to go in the period, maybe they were afraid of going back to the dressing room with Craig Berube. They started to play well. And Tavares is able to generate a scoring or an opportunity. What was amazing, he carries the puck across center ice. He gets it on net. Bussey kicks it to the side, and this is the key. You want to keep those shots low so the goalies have to kick them off. It goes to McMahon. Bussey's able to stop him. Robertson comes in, tries to grab another rebound. He can't, but it allows McMahon to shovel pass it over to Tavares on the other side of the net, maybe 3 feet to his left. And Tavares is wide open, and Bussey is down and out, and he scores. And then Leafs draw a penalty closer to the end of the period. I think it was like 2:12 left in the first. And William Nylander with his second goal, absolute rocket. Like Svechnikov shot and Nylander shot. Both of those are going to be on highlight reels tomorrow morning. Unbelievable goal. And the Leafs are able to make up the shot on goal differential, basically erase it in 3 or 4 minutes. And this speaks to the fact that the Leafs are still extraordinarily dangerous offensively. If they could learn to play a little defense and potentially get some goaltending, they would be great. Hayden had the stats up on the screen there, but you saw before the game, the Leafs are scoring 3.67, and it's always 6-7. Always 6-7. 3.67 goals per game. Okay? The problem, and by the way, I think that makes them what? Third, Hayden? Is it third or fifth in the league in goals for per game? Where does that put them? Anyway, they're up there. 3.67 shot or goals per game out for and against. The problem with their against number is it's 30th in the league. There's only 2 teams allowing more goals per game than the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. I think we have a problem with our goaltending and defense, don't you? Sure seems like that's the issue. Goal scoring is not the problem. So a lot of 6-7s in the chat too. Man, I should have known. I have a daughter. I should know better. Regardless of all that, I do think it's pretty amazing that the Leafs are in this game at this point, because boy, did they look out of it. And Kevin makes a good point. He's like, man, but they're boring as hell to watch. They are a little boring to watch. Kevin also wants them to fire Berube. Kevin, I disagree with that. I think it's the players. At this point, how many coaches you got to fire? No. It's on the players. Sedin Magic 15. The Wings have now lost 3 straight. I guess you were right saying not to buy what they were selling. Here's what I want to warn everybody with the Detroit Red Wings, and it's not because I hate the Red Wings. The Red Wings had a blistering October in 23-24. That's 2 seasons ago. Blistering. They were amazing. But it petered out in the winter. They had a blistering October this year. I don't know that it's petering out in November. 3 straight losses is 3 straight losses. It's an 82-game schedule. We are nowhere close to the playoffs. We're not even close to American Thanksgiving yet. I'm not too worried about it, and I'm surely not declaring the Detroit Red Wings dead at this point. But I do think it's sort of important to keep that in mind. It's hard to be good all season. Who knew? West Richard, what is with TSN no longer doing PIP for the commercials? Super frustrating. F1 TV is looking better and better. I'm sorry about that. I don't understand that either. That's for the F1 races. And West Richard says, also go Leafs. And is Cassie here? I think we see Cassie here. What is up, Cassie? Woo! Now, Cassie, now that you're here, I'm going to go to break very quickly. Not because you just arrived, but because it's intermission. Now, Hayden, what do we got? What clip are we doing? Because I know in the second intermission, as a part of this Bally Bet SDPN Sunday night watch along, we're going to be playing a little fun game. And it's going to need your prediction skills. Oh, this is actually this is great. Are the Leafs contenders from who? CJ Show or from SDP? All right. This is us from last weekend. I want you to watch this clip and remember that the Boston game had not happened yet. Watch this clip. You've seen the Leafs through 4 periods this weekend. Okay? Tell me what you think about Jesse's opinion, my opinion, Steve's opinion, based on what you see. Okay? All right, we're going to play that clip. I'll be back at the beginning of the second period.
Couple other things I want to very quickly mention on the Leafs. I think Nylander is still tied for the NHL lead in 5-on-5 points, which is, from what I've heard, pretty good.
So can I give you stats on that?
Give me.
The top 3 in points at even strength in the NHL.
Come on, nerds, listen up.
William
nerds.
Nylander, John Tavares, Matthew Nyes.
Is that good?
Wow. Solo leads, by the way. It's William Nylander at 18 points. JT and Nyes tied at second and third with 16. Next closest is Scheifele at 14.
Boom.
Nylander in 11 games.
And look at that loser Nathan McKinnon at only 14. What a lose.
Bum.
I don't know.
What a bum.
I'd like to have that conversation. What the hell is wrong with this team, and why can't they show up out of the gate? And with all of this skill that they have, why do we always get this October and then this incredible November?
All 3 of those guys have been great all season long. Willie, with maybe the exception of a game or 2, I would say. And I've been beating that drum the whole time.
Where's the rest of the team?
Well, Matthews just got here and in a huge way.
Yeah.
Is there something organizationally wrong with the way they treat training camp and preseason?
Yes.
Is that the...
I don't know. I think this year there's a lot of new bodies, and I will always give a team some credit. Last year, with friggin' Mitch Marner and stuff like that, I think last year the surprise was Matthews was hurt out of camp, and the Leafs were like, "Oh, well, let's keep playing."
Yeah,
and then okay, let's give him November.
And then Marner was awesome.
He was amazing.
November, he was.
That I do think, Jesse, there is something to.
But you're giving them that excuse for like 22 and 23 and 24 and 25?
I give it to them this year. That's it.
This is the problem. This is the problem.
I do think that their training
too consistent that it's a problem.
I agree.
They have stuck Joshua and Wah together, and they're like, "You're working." Like whether it did or it didn't on any given night, they're like, "You're working." And I think that was such a key part to what they want the identity of this team to be. But when it wasn't working, I think it made the whole team stink. Especially without Lawton. Now they're great. I think they're really effective every night. And they got Lawton back. It's time to go on a little bit of a run. It'd be nice.
October 2019, they were 6-5-3. 21, they were 4-4-1. 22, they're 4-4-2. 23, they're 5-3-1. 24, they're 6-4-1. 25, they're 3-3-1.
And now they're 3-0 in November.
November's 12-2, 11-1-3, 7-3-2, 8-3-1, now 3-0.
And
That's a systemic problem
Dude.
that's been going on for 5
And basically-
consecutive seasons.
basically every one of those seasons you could look at and be like, oh yeah, but so-and-so got hurt at
That's what
happens.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we want to give them some sort of new bodies. This guy's here, blah, blah. It's something organizationally wrong where they don't start on time in terms of the entire season.
Can I
They
also
played like crap.
Can I
They
also
played
say
like
this too? They didn't play well in the preseason. They looked like dog shit.
Yeah.
In the preseason. And listen, I know Matthews only wants to play a couple games in the preseason, and I understand that. I do understand that. I wonder if they keep too many people around too long. Like, who are these fucking guys? Like, I'm seeing. I remember, like, I some of these guys. I was
You
like,
hate Quillen? Why do you hate Quillen?
I have nothing against Quillen. Quillen can play in the first 2 games.
Quillen's fine.
And then get back to the AHL along with Luke Hames.
Yeah.
And go light it up so we get some depth next year, right? Like, I want them to succeed.
I took so many videos of random guy for Steve for
Yes,
your
you
channel.
did.
Yeah, who'd you have? Who'd you
Thank
have?
you.
Oh my god, the list.
Who did I ask for? I asked for someone who doesn't even have an NHL deal.
That is
Sim.
a very steep.
Landon
I wanna see if I
Sim.
can- Oh, Landon
Landon
Sim.
Sim.
Yeah, I got lots of Landon
But
Sim
we
video.
were intrigued by Landon Sim.
We
were we
were
not?
intrigued by Landon. Man, the stuff you get interested in September.
Yeah.
This is
And
why.
by you, I mean me,
Again,
I'm
I have
sorry.
no issue with the Leafs going, hey, I don't want to play Austin Matthews on the road in a friggin' preseason game. But at the same time, if you're only going to draw into 2 preseason games, then wherever it is, home or away, you're playing the last 2 and you're getting fired up and going. Because I felt all the way, like they remember they threw James Reimer in there at the last second against
Yeah.
Detroit and he was bad.
Yeah.
Now, you can't help that. Joe Wall is hurt, whatever.
That's, I think, a completely special circumstance. Yeah.
But I look at the way that they played in that preseason, and it fucking instantly translated into October. And that's why I get so mad when people are like, well, preseason doesn't matter. Because I have seen that it actually does.
Yeah.
Because my team, which is known for not having high intensity, definitely plays with 0 intensity. And then opening night, they're like, we're just a few more weeks. Give us a few more weeks.
Preseason sets the standard that
You build
it
on.
doesn't matter. Like, you play games that don't matter, then you will continue to play games that don't matter, if that makes sense.
What is the adage? Practice like you play. If preseason's practice, then practice.
But Craig Berube runs an extremely hard training camp. Like in comparison to other coaches, he runs those guys into the ground the first couple days of training camp. So I'm always shocked. I've been shocked that this year it was a rough October, and I think something's got to be more wrong, right?
But
From like, I don't know what sports science department needs to be working within the Leafs organization, but I don't think they're doing their job because it's 5 years running now.
I agree.
I think all the training staff in the world have these guys' hips working great and legs and calves and everything. Band work, so much band work, lots of band work. But it's between the ears.
Yeah.
Craig Berube
It is.
said as much.
It is.
Like,
God
It really
damn.
is.
like
Well-
what are you going to do? And employ? Okay, you got a sports psychologist. Do you have 20? Like, what is there a line out the door? Like, I don't. And by the way, sports psychologist who's like, well, have you thought about it? No, you know what saved their season? Craig Berube screaming at them.
Yeah, it's second intermission.
It's that friggin' South Park episode. Sit down and study. Like, I don't know. I don't get it,
So-
but they're doing it, so I'm happy.
But to go deeper on that, how dare I ask the question, who's been the consistent people around here for the last 5 years? The top players on the Leafs. Is there a problem mentally with the top players on the Leafs?
think
Tavares
that's
has been unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nylander's been a little come see, come saw, but
Is always that.
is
That
always
can be a
that
problem.
and still puts up points.
Yeah.
Nyes has been wonderful. Matthews was objectively bad for a bunch of games. So you might be onto something there. Riley's been pretty up and down. I don't know what the hell he was doing on that first goal.
Had a bad last year.
Yeah, was not very good. And I got to say, where's Mitch been?
He's been
Shut the
devoted to
fuck
the
up.
second line.
I
You
know,
didn't
because
see?
I'm trying to not pick on the guy, but where's he been? He hasn't had a single notable moment for this team this year.
All right.
You gotta point it out. You gotta.
I wanted to quickly touch on the fact that Steve was right about Easton Cowan. He was sent down, and Berube said this. He said, you're going to have to talk to Brad Treliving, essentially, paraphrasing. But he said, I've been happy with Easton. I think he's shown he can play in the NHL and be a good player. Just the process with him a little bit. Jesse, when he said that, how did that land in the room? Did you get the sense that Berube disagreed with the decision?
No, because his actions spoke otherwise. Game after game, Easton Cowan started playing less and less minutes. The minutes just continued to drop down. So I think he's very happy with what Easton Cowan brought to the table. But Brad Treliving clearly made this decision in conjunction with Berube, but then has the final hammer to send Easton Cowan down. And he said, like, look, you're not using the kid. Let's send him to a place where he can play. And reluctantly, Berube has to accept that.
Well, and also, if Benoit wasn't going to play last night, you would have had too many human beings, and you would have had to waive somebody. So, which makes no sense.
He's got I assume explained to his coach, this is the guy who can go down. He needs to go down. You're not using him. He doesn't have to clear waivers. This is the right answer, and everything's fine. You know, I don't think it was a salacious point by him or a dig at his manager there.
Did you ask?
It doesn't read great.
But
you were there.
It didn't land like anything crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody ask about Matthias Michelli tying Mitch Marner in goals scored this year?
Oh, shit.
Is that a thing?
Did anybody ask about Nyes, Tavares,
What are we doing?
and Nylander all being ahead of Mitch Marner in points this year?
Even strength or overall?
Overall.
Oh, wow. Nobody asked those things.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I was told that the Leafs were cooked and are chopped and unk. Oh, sorry. And you know what? Matthews is 2 points behind.
We thought they were cooked a week ago.
We did. No, but
Brad
by the
Treliving's
way,
job was on the line against Pittsburgh.
And I'm also not trying to pick on Mitch. I'm picking on people making that dumbass argument.
No.
I have been. Let me tell you this. I was annoyed with the Leafs a week ago, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But I never was like, "Oh no, it's because they don't have Mitch." It was very much because I was saying these guys are way too talented to play this shitty, and I've been on that since the beginning of October. I will stand on that.
You know what I've been thinking? I was like, should I start doing the comeback bets again?
Well, because they lead the NHL in comeback wins. 6 of them.
So what do we think? What do we think? Are the Leafs contenders? Are we even going to find? Are we going to know? Are we going to know? I don't know. It's 3-2 Leafs right now. I'll take it. It's been a bit of a weird game, but we'll take it. Ready for the second period, because the first period had all the good and all the bad of the Toronto Maple Leaf season thus far. So we're ready. Thunderwing says the Leafs will not make the playoffs. LOL podcast fan page 1 says third in the Atlantic Eastern Conference final loss as of right now. Hey, I'd take an ECF appearance. I haven't seen one of those since I was in grade 10. It'd be nice. Be really nice. Leafs are butt this season. Leafs moving to Atlanta. Bobby McMahon, by the way, and Legault are going to the box for fighting. Oh, it's 4-on-4. They gave it to them for roughing. By the way, Legault it's good to hear that. Good to see that he's okay. He cut his hand pretty bad on. Oh, it's Martinook in the box, so Legault's not out. Yeah, so maybe Legault doesn't come back. So they're showing it on screen right now. Legault pushes Robertson over at the end of the period. Then he's fighting with McMahon, but he punches and he slices his hand on Robertson's skate. Ooh, don't show me any more of that. I don't want to see that anymore. And he is bleeding. And it's all across the top of his hand where there's a lot of blood veins, as you guys know. I have a nice little scar. I don't know if you can see that on my hand. Whenever you cut your hand that deep, you bleed like crazy. Anyway, pretty hard to come back to a game when you got stitches like that. So Martinook is going to serve the 2-minute roughing penalty. Nylander behind the net. This should favor the Leafs. And I say that because I don't know what favors the Leafs anymore. But the Leafs should be pretty darn good at 4-on-4. Oh, Willie is going to get a penalty on Aho there. That was a really, really, really stupid penalty to take. We're going to get a rare 4-on-3. for 90 seconds, too. Drowsy Dan, hey, Adam, Oiltober seems to be starting to stretch on. When does it become panic point? U.S. Thanksgiving? Last night was a nightmare. Yeah, I watched that game. Guys, I was so excited for that game. But, man, it was bad. Yeah, I think you got a few more weeks. If the oil go off and win 3 games in a row, nobody's talking about this. And they can easily do that. We know that. By the way, Carolina already scored on the power play tonight. Leafs PK did not look that good, but Jake McCabe, who was sitting in the box, was not out there. And that is a big loss. So it's Matthews, McCabe, and Carlo. Dennis Hildeby is in net because Joseph Woll is not quite ready. He did make his first scheduled rehab start with the Toronto Marlies last night. Allowed 3 goals over 36 minutes, but really it's not about the goals allowed. It's about him just playing. 1 minute to go at the 4-on-3. If there is a whistle in there, it will switch to 5-on-4 at a certain point. But yeah, you never see a 4-on-3, which is why this is kind of neat. Aho, across the ice, open, Svechnikov, not able to get the shot off. Hildeby didn't cover that. He should have. Got it out to his defenseman. That almost created a scoring chance for the Carolina Hurricanes, but the Leafs get away with that one. Back out come the Carolina Hurricanes. Matthews still out there with McCabe and Carlo. So they're just keeping their best penalty killers out there as long as possible. This, unfortunately, puts the Leafs at a bit of a disadvantage, in theory, when we get to 5-on-5, because Matthews is going to be gassed, along with Carlo and McCabe, and they can't clear the puck. Shot by Svechnikov, and a big save, squeezing the 5-hole, is Dennis Hildeby. SDPN just put out in the chat. Here's an idea. Kill the penalty. That is a really good idea. They should consider that. Hildeby's made a couple of really good saves on this. Have to give him credit. It is the Bally Bet SDPN Sunday night watch along with me, Adam Wylde. Anytime there's a Sunday, it's going to be your boy. And producer Hayden is here. Justin Fisher is here. And the birthday boy, Robert Malloy, is here. He's had a pretty good birthday weekend, skated on the Leafs ice. How do I know this? Well, I follow Robert on Instagram. Oh, good save by Hildeby again. That's 3 big saves on this power play. That's exactly what you need from your backup goaltender, and exactly what Caden Primo, now property of the Carolina Hurricanes, who's in Chicago, with their AHL team. That's exactly what they didn't get from Caden Primo. The Ryan 1234. Adam, thoughts on the Cleveland Guardians pitchers rigging their pitches? Yeah, so here's the thing about that. They have caught a lot of. Whoa, what a say! Oh, and it goes off the post. I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, we're still on the PK here. Wow, man. Sometimes you got to be good, and sometimes you got to be lucky to be good. And that PK or that post really helped them. Matthews is finally going to change. He's been on the ice for at least 1:10. Leafs will get some fresh legs. Hopefully, Tavares or the Nick Waugh group comes out. It looks like Joshua and Yarncroke are going to kill the rest of this power play if they're, in fact, able to do it. And out comes William Nylander now. Trying to pass Dakota Joshua. It's just out of his reach. Oh, and Joshua gets tripped up behind the net. No call on that. $17-13 left in the second period. Don't worry, I'll get to your super chats, everybody. Yarncroke dumps the puck in. It doesn't go all the way, though. Stankoven sets up. Oh, and another shot at the post. Oh, my God. The Carolina Hurricanes. Man, that really sucks. I feel bad for the Canes. That's Leaf-like luck. Who was in? That was William Carrier in with a shot all alone on an amazing setup by Logan Stankoven. But he also hit the post. He beat Hildeby. He just missed the wide open net. Robertson, McMahon, and Yarncroke are out there right now. You have to think Tavares will join them soon. Great to see Oliver Ekman-Larsson back playing. He missed most of the first period after taking a stinger off the leg, but it looks like he's good and ready to go. He's been the Leafs' best defenseman all year long. No question about it, both offensive and defensive side of the puck. Very consistent. Kind of a renaissance start for him. You know, I'm not expecting him to be what he was in Arizona in his best years, but he's creating offense again, which is so nice to see. 15:56 left in the second period. Domi gets the puck over. McMahon behind the net to Domi. Domi tries to get it out front. Tavares lingering, but that puck goes high off a stick. Domi behind the net. Nobody in front of him. Oh, Max, you should have wrapped it around. I need him to not look for the pass all the time. If he had just slammed that puck against Bussy's pads, you might have had a really great rebound. Here comes Max again, all by himself. Please shoot the puck, Max. Max, please shoot the puck ever. You have a great shot, Max. That's two really good opportunities. Listen, I respect the fact that he likes to pass. Max, shoot the puck, dude. All right, now somebody asked me about those relievers, right? So first off, it's Emmanuel Chase and Luis Ortiz indicted for rigging pitches on baseball games. Ortiz was paid $5,000 for throwing an intentional ball June 15th, and Chase was paid $5,000 for facilitating it. And then they did it again for $7,000 apiece. Here's the thing: one of those guys was under contract to make like $26 million over the next 2 years, and now he might have to spend time in jail. And what's interesting about the FBI recently is they have been all over what we expect or what is suspected to be organized crime. In the basketball situation with Jonte Porter and Chauncey Billups and those guys, they also not only arrested those three guys from the NBA, but they also arrested like apparently 30 people supposedly connected with organized crime. And so what's interesting about this is all of these gambling busts, if they are proven to be true in court, are all organized crime related. They are not, it's not like a Shane Pinto situation where somebody's on an app and has a password that they shouldn't or whatever. This is all organized crime. And so it's very interesting because this stuff has always existed. It's very, very interesting to see. I'm very curious to see what comes out from these cases. The Leafs just gave up another breakaway. Big save by Hildeby on Svechnikov. McCabe trips him down. Are the Leafs going to get a penalty here? No, it does not look like they will. Could have been. Leafs, I think, got away with one, McCabe specifically. I hope Svechnikov's okay. It looked like he fell a little bit awkwardly there. Hayden wants everybody to know how I'm doing in fantasy football this week, which is not well. Jesse is absolutely slaughtering me. I'm having a good week. Jesse's having a phenomenal week in terms of points. Fantasy hockey, though, I am kicking ass. Oh, what's that? Sam Darnold, what? Uh-huh. Oh, no. Hayden's having a bad year in fantasy football. It looks like I might lose my third game. Being 7-3 is not bad. I would prefer it to be 8-2. Jesse's going to kick my ass. Stankoven gets it to Blake. Dakota Joshua tries to break that up. There's Nick Waugh getting the puck out. Carolina's able. This has been a Leafs problem all year. They're able to clear the puck, but they're not able to get the puck deep into the other zone, which allows other teams to reload very quickly and make another attack on them in the neutral zone. Ehlers fans on a shot. Waugh to Joshua. This third line's going to be looking for a change here. Joshua dumps it in. Chasing is McMahon, who is a member of the second line. If you haven't been paying attention, it's Tavares, it's McMahon, and it's Robertson. Waugh is down deep with them, but Tavares is going to come on the ice here soon. Robertson fighting hard in the man. I love how tenacious Nick Robertson has been this year. Not a perfect player. Leafs just took a penalty and a big save by Hildeby on a partial break. Leafs have yet to touch it, and now they will. Who's going to the box? So this is it's hilarious. I just saw Craig Berube say "fuck me" every fucking time And I think he's yelling at the guys. Stop. He said, stop doing fucking stupid stuff. I'm going to stop swearing, but that's what he's saying. The second periods for the Leafs have been a huge problem this year. So far, they've been okay this period, but they have been a big problem. And I think that this is the issue, is that there's so many penalties being taken. This is McCabe's second penalty. He got away with, I think, one on Svechnikov when Svechnikov made a great play on him a couple minutes ago. McCabe was not going to get another break from the refs on that one. By the way, for whoever mentioned it, the Canadian Premier League final, you guys told me to check it out. I did in the intermission. I cannot believe the snow on the pitch. It's unreal. Unreal. Real great Canadian soccer match. I don't even know who's playing. By the way, out of town scoreboard, we get the Hawks and Wings 5. Senators actually are up 2-1 on them, and I believe the Wylde have just started their game. And pay attention to the Minnesota Wild, because our friend producer Hayden, the stats god, is a big Minnesota Wild fan, and it's been a tough start for him too. Tough start. Issa says, what the hell was that by Robertson? I have no idea. I was just complimenting him, and then of course, I think he was so good in the corner, tenacious, going after it, pushing hard. He never doesn't give it his full effort. But damn. Yeah, that was a bad giveaway. People are on Robertson about that they should be. McCabe is now in the box. So Robertson gets the puck stripped. And Robinson tries to get by McCabe. McCabe sticks an arm out, and that's a penalty every time. Robertson needs to occasionally, I think what happens is he goes astride too long with the pass. Like he thinks he's got an edge on a guy, when really what he should do is make the safe, boring play, cycle it down behind the goalie. It looks like they were doing some ice repairs, but I think now ready to take a face-off. And by the way, we started the period with a 4-on-4, and the Leafs 30 seconds in took a penalty. And now they have to kill another penalty. So they killed a 4-on-3, and now they got to kill a 5-on-4 for 2 straight. It's not great. Not ideal. And the Carolina Hurricanes did have a pretty darn good power play to start where they scored. Svechnikov had a bullet past Hildeby. Hildeby stood strong in the last PK, but I get why Berube's pissed. It's enough. Hawks 23 says it's too early to talk about snow. Not in Ontario today. We got a lot of snow. It likely is going to be gone in a couple days, but we did get it. And actually, to be honest with you, I looked outside. It's beautiful. It looks beautiful. I can't lie. Pre-Christmas snow is always good. It's when you get into March and April where you're like, no more. All right, Leafs have already killed a minute of this power play, trying to ignore the fact that they're even on the penalty kill right now. Ehlers from the point. Hey, wow, good save by Dennis Hildeby. Svechnikov and Seth Jarvis get in there. Big save by Hildeby through traffic. He's looked really, really strong. Need that to keep going. According to Leafs PR, with an assist on Nylander's goal at 19:01 of the first period, Austin Matthews has passed Ted Kennedy and taken sole possession of 11th on the franchise's all-time assists register. Good for him. We need more from Matthews, though. We're going to need some more. Give me more, Daddy. Give me some goals. Carolina has dominated the start of this period. To be honest with you, part of that is because of the last 10 minutes, the Leafs have spent 4 of it on the PK. Just stupid penalties. Things you don't need to do. And it exhausts your best players. And, oh, that just went wide. And the pass skips past the Carolina defenseman. And the Leafs are going to be able to change. There is 15 seconds to go on this power play for the Carolina Hurricanes. Dakota Joshua is out there able to tip that, break it up, and we are 5 seconds away from the Carolina power play ending. Stankoven brings the puck in. And out comes Jake McCabe. We got 3 defensemen and 2 forwards on the ice. That should be fun and interesting. Jake McCabe, the power forward. All right, and there's the whistle. Dakota Joshua pushing some guys around. James Stemler, people out here saying Berube should be fired, and I'm out here thinking he might actually quit if this crap keeps up. Man, I have no issue with what Berube's doing. Nothing. I'm begging Craig Berube to do more of it. Take these guys to task. They have always been like this. They've always been a 30-minute team, never a 60-minute team. Vulcan9988 says, want to borrow Sharks penalty kill from last night? Neil Trudell says, Adam, what up? What up, Neil? Just watching the game, hanging out with 1,200 of my best friends. You know. 10:34 left in the second period, and the Canes are offside. Some bodies flying there. Martinook and Philip Myers, it looked like. Got it. Distant Storm says it's supposed to freeze here in Central Texas overnight. Ooh, does that actually create any issues for you guys? I'm always curious about that for a usually non-winter climate. If you get freezing overnight, like does that like affect power lines or plumbing or anything like that? Ten minutes to go here in the second period. Fourth line for the Leafs out there. Puck is shot down the ice. Brendan Bussey gets out of his net to play it to the Carolina Hurricanes. Get it back up to center. Martinook flips it in. Looks like the defense is going to change for Carolina. Carlo behind the net. Head manning the puck up to Matthias Michelli. He tips it and goes into the Leafs bench. Whistle called. Fallout your mom says that's a name. Hurricanes have some sort of record by now. Most games where they lose a defenseman. Yeah, so they came in with what 3 or 4 regular defensemen already hurt. They've now lost another. It was Charles Alexis Legault. He was in a fight with Bobby McMahon at the end of the first period, and he started punching Bobby McMahon. But the problem with Bobby McMahon's face is it was pretty close to Nick Robertson's skate, who was underneath both of them at the time, and he punched and got his hand slit on Nick Robertson's skate, which wasn't good for him. Oh, people are asking to smash that like button. You know what? I would like that. Smash that like button. Apparently Justin Trudeau's at the Leafs game tonight. By the way, right now, as a part of the Bally Bet SDPN Sunday night watch along with me, Adam Wylde, right now, you are able to use the promo code SDPN to unlock a 100% profit boost each Saturday for the rest of the regular season. This is in addition to Bally Bet's site-wide welcome offer where you get $50 in bonus bets when you wager $10. Please note that this offer is only valid in the United States, but we are cooking up something special for those of you that enjoy the occasional bet here in Ontario. It's just not quite ready yet. But again, use that promo code SDPN if you are coming in from the States. Every Saturday this regular season with Bally Bet, you get $50 in bonus bets. That's a part of their welcome offer when you wager $10. So I am very surprised that the Toronto Maple Leafs have been able to hang on to this. With the way that the Toronto Maple Leafs play, Carolina Hurricanes probably should have another goal right now. Didn't happen. Hallelujah. Vulcan99 says the Sharks PK hasn't allowed a goal in 3 games. Why the face? Well, because it's the Sharks and it's goals against. I love the Sharks. I think that team rocks. They're full of rock stars. Macklin Celebrini might be the most electric player in the NHL. Got some work to do. Travis says, "Hey Adam, would you put OEL and Carlo on a D pairing together and trade Riley and waive Benoit and Myers?" No. I'm sure I would try OEL and Carlo, but you're going to trade Riley for what? And he won't waive his no trade clause. And I would absolutely never not. Benoit makes like $1,000,005, and I think Myers makes something similar. There's absolutely no way you get rid of depth defensemen like that. They're not perfect players, but they're also not paid like Victor Hedman. They're going to make mistakes. They are the 6th and 7th defenseman. I'm not so concerned with that. I'm more concerned with getting a guy like Tanev back in the lineup. Here's McCabe. Open. Oh, what a goal! McCabe does not shoot. And normally I get mad about that, but he gets it over. Download Austin Matthews, who scores his easily, other than the empty nets, his easiest goal of the season. That's got to feel good for Austin Matthews. And I will tell you this, it feels real good for my fantasy team. Let's go. So Matthews is actually the one that digs this out of the corner. Nyes gets it to McCabe. McCabe gets it down low to Matthews. Beautiful placement of the body there. Matthews is in exactly the right spot. Unbelievable. Bussy's out, has the angle. McCabe goes, that's okay, I don't care. And by the way, this is another play that starts off the stick of Austin Matthews and then specifically Matthew Nyes. Matthew Nyes, if you remember, set up William Nylander in the first period as well. Matthew Nyes is having an unbelievable season. What a horse, baby. What a horse. West Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Don't forget to sign up for SDP VIP. Gives you an extra episode every week. If you go to VIP ad-free, we give you the episodes before they are actually released to the rest of the public. Plus, we give you an extra episode with SDP VIP. Your subscription matters to us, unlike many other subscription places where it's clear it doesn't matter. So if you do subscribe, we love you and we appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, we still love you and appreciate you. We're just happy to have you along for the ride, and we wanted to make you aware that that offer is available. By the way, if you did get a free SDPN membership gifted to you by West Richard tonight, be sure to thank the man. Several people have dropped SDPN membership things tonight, and please thank people because I think it's really nice that they do that. Everybody works really hard. Things are expensive these days. The fact that you donate those and allow people to try out VIP for the first time, I just want you to know that SDPN, all of us here, are really grateful for you. And we got a breakaway here. Dakota Joshua. Oh, and the Canes make a great defensive play on him. He had 2 defensemen hounding him. Didn't quite have the speed to get away. But this Watt, Joshua, and Michelli line looked really good last night. Of all the lines, they actually looked the best. And I think they got something cooking here. I don't think they're perfect. I don't think they're fully figured each other out yet. Michelli across! But you see stuff like that, they do create scoring chances, which honestly, from the least third line last year, you got scoring chances. Remember, it was Domi, McMahon, and Robertson for a lot of the year. But you could never trust them in the defensive zone. Watt, Joshua, and Michelli, you can trust those guys. That's a good thing. By the way, Austin Matthews is now officially 10 goals behind Matt Sundin to tie him for the franchise lead in goals ever. 11 goals from now, Austin Matthews will be the highest scoring Toronto Maple Leaf of all time. How many goals is it? 411. If you're a fan of any other franchise, you're like, wait, that's it? Yep. The franchise is 110 years old, and that's the best we've done so far. Aha. Oh, here comes Ehlers. What a save! Nick Ehlers was sprung. And by the way, that's like the 5th breakaway that Carolina has had tonight. Dennis Hildeby has been standing strong for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Looks awesome. Looks awesome tonight. This is what you want to see from your AHL goaltender who could be a big part of your future. And by the way, Joseph Woll will be ready to come back in maybe a week or so, but it's nice to know that you don't have to rush him. Dennis Hildeby looks awesome. Hawks23, Adam, you're starting to look like one of the average cartoon biker gang characters with that mustache. Well, you know, I like that. Adam, another Adam asks, random, but Adam, do you have a favorite king and or monarch? Favorite king and or monarch? Probably Vespasian or Hadrian, both Roman emperors. Really, really like those guys. And Marcus Aurelius, he gets all the all the good publicity because the stoicism thing and all that. But Hadrian and Vespasian are guys that I'm like, badass dudes. Badass dudes. And they worked really hard too. TMB Sports. Look, they win when Steve doesn't stream. I say don't let Steve stream anymore. Steve might agree with you after last night. He was so frustrated. We were still like, he and I were talking on the phone with my wife at like midnight talking about the game. This is what I've dragged my wife into, by the way. She was always a Leaf fan, but now she watches every game and gets way too invested, like the rest of us. And now, when they lose, she's legitimately extremely upset about it for several days, like the rest of us. Your girlfriend got mad at you, Hayden, for being invested in the Blue Jays? Oh, getting her invested in the Blue Jays. Yeah, wow. Not love that Jays. Man, they were great. Just grinders, all of them. I hope the Jays have a wicked offseason because they made an extra. The reports are they made between 100 and 150 million dollars extra, just the Jays, not Sportsnet, just the Jays in that 4-week period, which is crazy money. So, and they've got underneath the luxury tax, they've got something like $77 million available. So I would assume that if you can get Bichette, he's going to be what, $30 million a year? They need a starter, a closer, and probably Bichette, and then hopefully they re-sign Bassett. Fingers crossed. I would also love for them to have Scherzer too, but he's getting older, but still, man, I would love to have him back. Wouldn't he be great? Coin for a taco says, why dangle when you can wild out? That's a really good question. You should ask Steve that. Chris Fernando, Adam's mustache. I thought he was just trying to lick Nutella out of the jar. It's for Movember. I'm just giving you the angles on it. So for the rest of the month, we're raising money for Movember, and you can donate to Team SDPN. Last year, it was just me. This year, it's the entire team. Me, Steve, Jesse. I guess not SDPN team. It's the SDP team. We are doing it. So if you want to donate to Movember, you can do that now. That'd be great. It's for Men's Health Cures. I will tell you that the money we raised last year, not only did it go to a great cause, but it put us in the top like 1% in the entire country. And that was all you guys, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, right? That was our first year raising money from Movember, and we got into the top 1%. It kind of speaks to how amazing our audience here at SDPN is. So if you donated last year, and even if you can't this year, just know how much we appreciate it. Jangman says, nice to join with the Leafs in the lead. Man, if you're just joining now, you have missed out. The Leafs scored early, and then the Canes scored 2 goals that they probably, that the Leafs just were bad on defense. Let's just be honest. And then Dennis Hildeby locked them down, and the Leafs have taken a couple of bad penalties here in the second period. But before the second period even started, the Leafs were able to erase Carolina's lead and take a lead of their own. They were getting outshot 10-2 at one point, and now, over like a 4-minute period 4-minute part of the end of the period, they were up 3-2, and they got like 9 or 10 shots in that time. And besides the 2 early penalties here in this period, have played pretty well. 4-2 is really, really good against the Carolina Hurricanes. And let's not forget, this is the second half of a back-to-back. So that makes it all the tougher. It's not an excuse. Bruce says, Movember donation. I've tried. Thank you, our Bruce. I've tried a Movember beard in the past, but it is too itchy for me. Yeah, it is kind of weird. I do understand why people use like beard oils and stuff. Oh, another save by Hildeby. The Carolina Hurricanes are very sneaky. Hildeby has had to be very sharp tonight. Look at that. Wide open again. Jarvis, who's already scored a goal tonight, along with Svechnikov, looking dangerous. O says, hey, this game is blacked out in Saskatchewan. I'm glad you're streaming. So apparently it's not even working for some people in the GTA, which is crazy. So it's blacked out on TSN, but then if you try to watch through the Sportsnet app, it's blacking people out from that too, which kind of sucks. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, people say beard oil is really, really good. I've never used it, but like I can see, like, especially in the dryness of November here in Canada, I can sort of see why you might need it. It's just Man, look at Berube. He's so pissed about the way these guys play defense. He's so mad. Dennis Hildeby has been excellent in this game. And Bussy. Hayden says, I'm convinced Berube doesn't chew gum. He chews rocks. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me. Sobo says, why are they making it so hard just to watch hockey? I know. Listen, guys, the era of regional blackouts, unfortunately. So here's the deal. I'll just tell you what it is. First off, oh, Bobby McMahon just blocked a puck and he's going to go away. He's not quite on a breakaway, but he is fast and he's got the puck. McMahon gets the puck down deep to Robertson, Tavares, and Tavares is with them as well. They are not able to hold the line. Tavares. Carlo at the point. Over to Robertson. Robertson tried to set up Tavares, and that puck was intercepted, but the Leafs are able to keep the puck in. McMahon behind the net now. You got to think the legs are burning on both sides. McMahon comes up with the puck. Bussy's got the paddle down and try to block the pass. Shot. Robertson was knocked down before the shot was even taken, and Bussy gloves that one. By the way, people are asking about what are the shots? 24-13. But remember, and I told you this, the shots at the end of this game are going to be 40-25. That's every Carolina Hurricanes game. Yeah. As far as the regional blackouts, so I'll just tell you, there are markets in Canada that are smaller than Toronto. Well, every market in Canada is smaller than Toronto. Toronto's the biggest city. That are concerned that Montreal fans, Leaf fans, sometimes Vancouver fans, Oilers fans will eat their streams alive. So if and that goal is going in. Sean Walker just shot a floater in, and it fooled Hildeby. I can't even believe that went in. How did that go in? Just a bizarre goal right there. So here he goes. Kind of shot in, and it's tapped. Oh, I think it might have been tipped in by Martinook. But is that a high stick? Did Martinook touch that? Sean Walker has 3 goals in 4 games. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, the reason there are regional blackouts still is that there are Canadian markets, and the reason it exists in the States too, is that there are markets that are afraid that they will lose out and their local team will not be supported. Now, you and I both know that that's crap because, here we go. Oh, here we go. Ekman Larson getting into it. He's got and Nice too. A little bit of a chippy game. We like this. Leafs actually using some of their size. By the way, so on the regional blackout thing, things keep happening, so I keep having to interrupt myself. But the other thing is like Sportsnet pays a fortune for national rights, and so when TSN gets the game, they only pay for the regional rights in Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, and Winnipeg. So it's a far less costly sort of venture, and that's why. But I agree with you. Regional blackouts should not exist. The problem is that the people running the NHL, the people running the corporations that carry the NHL are all as old as your parents. They're all as old as my parents, and I'm 37. So you can imagine they got white hair. And this is the way they've always done it, and they've never done it any other way, and don't ask them to. By the way, it looks like there was a slash, and Carolina is going to go to the PK here to end the period. Oh, it broke the Leafs stick in half. I don't know who it was. Snapped it right in half. Leafs have got their top power play unit out there. McCabe is just holding behind the net, waiting for the Leafs for a full change. And here we go. 6-on-5 time. Leafs are going to try to get as much of this as they possibly can. Matthews to McMahon. Tavares is out there. Puck left by Robertson for nobody. Nick, they gave you the puck and nobody was around you. Don't drop it. Huh. Well, it looks like Benoit's stick snapped in half, but when Jason Blake hit him, he hit him. So the stick snapped here on the stick, like in between his two hands. But Jason Blake hit him lower on the stick. It doesn't mean that it's not a penalty. It just means that it's a bizarre place for it to break. I wonder why that would have happened. 2 minutes to go in the period. 150 left on the Leafs power play. Let's see if they can get one back, because you want to have Carolina kind of out of it by the third period. This is one of the better second halves of a second period I've seen the Leafs play, and you're probably going, Adam, that's pretty small. It's a pretty small amount of time. Like, what about just the entire period? Well, the first half of the second period, they took 4 minutes in penalties. That's not good. But I would say the Leafs have been awful in the second period this year, where they were amazing in second periods last year. And you got to hope that you improve somehow. And this has been the best 10 minutes of a second period I've seen. And they have had a goal against, but it's been pretty good. Nylander to Tavares, shot. There we go, Matthews. Oh, the puck goes on top of the net, and the Carolina Hurricanes pushed the net off. Walker literally pushed the net off. He pushed the friggin' net off. That's a penalty. That's a delay of game. That should be a goal. He pushed it off with his friggin' hand. Look at that. Puck goes up. Look at that. Walker just pushed it off. That's a penalty. No penalty? Oh, F you. You suck. That's such crap. The ref was like, oh, I was in the middle of calling it. Fuck off. The whistle had not been blown. You just said it hadn't been blown. What are you doing? I was about to blow it, but you hadn't. Are you kidding me? These guys are a joke, man. What a fucking joke, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He pushed it off on purpose in front of the ref. Oh, but I was licking my fucking whistle. I hope they score here. They deserve it. Matthews with a shot. Bussy with a save. Good save. Puck is kicked around. Sorry, I got heated there, guys. Canes fans, this is nothing against you personally. Martinook broke his stick slashing Matthews. Well. Matthews to Nylander. Oh, the puck goes to Nyes and it just squirts wide. Martinook still has no stick. We got 38 seconds left in this period. How are there two Canes down low on Tavares there? That's crazy. Nylander, he's going to shoot. Tipped. And Tavares with a nice little tip. Bussy stands tall. Hayden says Martinook should not be allowed to grab a new stick on the penalty kill. Well, you know what's funny about that? He should have got a penalty. Man, what a garbage. I cannot believe. They should investigate that ref for gambling, allegedly. That's a joke, dude. Canes fans, you got to admit, if it was the other way around, you'd be just as mad as I was. That's so stupid. So stupid. Unreal. And I'm not even mad at the Canes. Like, good for Walker. He got away with it. Refs are just awful. This league, man. I'm telling you. All right. Drop the puck, please, linesman. My beard is going to be fully grown in again. I'm going to have to shave this handlebar back out of it. Holy moly, these guys. Just having a Sunday fucking drive. Here comes Riley. Aho picks him off. Matthews digging in deep. Nylander gets a shot off. 7 seconds to go. The Leafs will not score on this power play. Period is going to wrap up, but Aho will get a shot away. It's kind of a dribbler. And we go to the third period with a 4-3 Leafs win. Or win. I wish. 4-3 Leafs lead. Canadian Lovely says, does anyone know the rules in this league? I think I know the rules, and then something happens, and it makes me question if I know them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The ref's name is TJ Luxmore. Can you all talk refs again on the pod? Because woof. That was one of the dumbest non-calls I've ever seen in my life. Now, the great thing is, we can leave that all behind. Because Hayden knows what's coming. And I've been teasing this. We got the Bally bet. Are we doing the clip first, or are we doing this first? Clip after. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around right now, because we're going to have a little bit of fun. Okay? I want you to join. Where can people get the link to this, Hayden? Is it in the description? Yes, it is. It's in the description, okay? We're going to play the final 20 on Bally Sportsbook, okay? The final 20 is a fun little game, and I'm excited. So we're going to do some third period puck drop picks, okay? So I'm going to need your ability to see into the future, and I want you to play along because there will be leaderboards, and you will get to show off. And the link is the first link in the description in this video right underneath. It's called the final20.ballybet.com. Check it out. Check it out. Let's get people signed up. And we're going to have a little bit of a bragging rights contest here. So once you get in, I want you to go along with me and tell me what I should pick. And by the way, if you win this, there's a $400 SDPN gift card prize pool. $400, baby. So we want to get you in on this. Get it signed up. It's in our group chat. Are we good to go? Are we good? Yeah, everybody good? Shall we play? All right. Here we go. Third period puck drop picks. Pick a Maple Leaf player to record at least 1 point in the third period. Now, we have Matthews with a goal and an assist tonight. I think Nyes has got 2 assists. Riley's got at least 1. Tavares has been on a heater. He has scored. But I'm going to go with the one and only William Nylander. And the reason is that I think he's the best Leaf by not a close margin right now. He has been dangerous tonight. My pick is William Nylander. My pick is William Nylander. Shall we go ahead to the next one there, Hayden? That's the next one there. Oh, pick the first Maple Leaf player to record a shot in the first period. Now, this is a sneaky one. Because if you remember, they started the first period with the third line on the ice. That's Nicholas Waugh, that's Matthias Michelli, and that's Dakota Joshua. And I see Nicholas Waugh's name there. And I can't help but think, if you're Craig Berube, are you galaxy braining this? You get your third brain. You get your third line out there first. You know you can depend on them defensively if you don't win the faceoff draw. You get them to get the puck into the offensive zone, and then you're able to throw out the Matthews line or the Tavares line. I'm going to go with Nick Waugh, first shot, third period. That's what I think. Okay. Third one's an easy one. Pick the first team to record a shot in the third period. Now, here's where I'm going to veer. And again, these are all going to be tallied, and you're going to be as a part of the leaderboard. Every time you sign up and play one of these, it counts. I'm going to go with the Carolina Hurricanes. They are outshooting the Leafs by almost double. But that's not abnormal. They outshoot everybody by that margin. So the Carolina Hurricanes, I think, are going to outshoot the Leafs. Now, next one. Will the Toronto Maple Leafs score in the first 10 minutes of the third period? Yes or no? I'm going to be a hopeful Leaf fan tonight. You know what? Let's ask the Magic 8 Ball. All right, Magic 8 Ball. Will the Toronto Maple Leafs score in the first 10 minutes of the third period? Magic 8 Ball says, as I see it, yes. Woo! All right. Magic 8 Ball's back on our side. So we're going to say yes. And then the last one, predict the exact number. This is the tiebreaker. Exact number of shots by both teams in the third period. And it's a value between 0 and 50. So if we are to, I think Carolina's coming in around 12 to 13 shots a period, because last check, I think they were at 25. So that's 12 and a half. And then the Leafs are at about 13, 14 shots right now. So I'm going to say that Carolina gets another 13 shots because that's what they're tracking on. Okay. And then I think Toronto is going to have another 8. So that puts it, I'm saying 21. That's my pick. That's my pick. What do we think? We're settling in. 21 shots in the third. We're going to have a good third period. All right. Here we go. So let's go back through it. These are my picks. You can sign up for yours right now. The link is in the description. We want to run through some leaderboards after this. Remember, there's a $400 gift card from SDPN on the line. Pick a Maple Leaf player to record at least 1 point in the third period. I picked William Nylander. Pick a Maple Leaf player to record a shot in the third period. I'm saying Nicholas Waugh. Pick the first team to record a shot in the third period. I'm going with Carolina Hurricanes. They've had a lot of shots. They do that. That's their thing. And then will the Leafs score in the first 10 minutes of the third period? I say yes, because I'm an optimistic man, and I think 21 total shots between both teams, that's added up, both teams, will be recorded in the third period. That is, you see there, this is where you enter your name and your address and where you're from. Yeah, so there you just enter that. So, hey, you can put first name Adam, last name Wylde, you go enter to win, and then boom, you are entered and ready to go, everybody. So that's what I think. That's how I think this is gonna go. But anyway, it's a good time. I hope you guys all enjoyed. That is our Bally Bet Final 20 predictions. I actually love seeing all the ones that we have in the chat too. A lot of people think there's going to be, I think we're right in around the same spot. A lot of people, somebody said 42 shots total in the third period. Man, that should literally be a shinny. That's literally shinny. We're going to go to Oh Wows now. We're going to give you some of the best in the Ontario Hockey League, and then we're going to come back for the third period. We will see you then.
Oh, wow. Hello, friends. Steve Dangle here, and welcome to another edition of Oh, Wow, where we take a look at the best that the OHL has to offer. And I'm just smiling extra big this week. I have to. I have no choice. You know why. I think you know why. Let's start with Ryan Drury on play-by-play in Guelph with the return of the Royal City Jet.
That opens up for the Storm with him back in the lineup. Those tricky little plays that are in tight that not a lot of guys can pull off, and he can. Lands for Luchenko. Luchenko right in! Luchenko scores! The Royal City Jet is fueled up and off the landing strip. 2-0 Storm.
Good actual grief. Jet Luchenko is fresh back with the Guelph Storm after his second stint with the Philadelphia Flyers, playing 4 games this season. In his 2 games since returning to the Guelph Storm and the OHL, a goal and 2 assists. That being the goal. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Sometimes you just got to be bold. I think he's going to get more. Yeah, no, I know. It's crazy. I think Mr. Drury's excited. Jet Luchenko. Oh, wow. For our next entry in Oh, wow, holy cow, is this shaping up to be one of the best picks of the 2025 draft. One of the steals. At least I hope so. Here's Harry Nancy of the Owen Sound Attack with his 5-point night.
It's Bowie. Leaves it off for Harry Nancy. Back to John Banks at the line for Harry Nancy. Nancy fires and scores! A 5-point afternoon for Harry Nancy. A goal and 4 helpers as the Attack are pouring it on.
Yeah, right? Harry Nancy was picked in the 5th round, 153rd overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs in June. And I was a little surprised by the pick at the time. 6'3", 180 pounds. Yeah, he's probably going to be a pretty big player. What are his points like? Well, in 67 games with Owen Sound last year, he had 7 goals and 23 points, which doesn't exactly jump off the page at you. I mean, it's more to hockey than just points, but still. This season, oh, they jump off the page at you, because in 17 games so far, Harry Nancy has 23 points. That's right. In 50 fewer games this season, he has matched his point total from last season. Nansi, remember the name because those are wild numbers. Harry Nancy, oh wow. For our next entry into Oh wow, this is a great passing play from the Saginaw Spirit. Great finish from Levi Harper, but holy smokes, the setup from Nikita Klepov.
Back around, this is O'Brien off the wall looking for Testa, broken up nicely by Barabanov. We'll see if an NHL team calls his name coming up this June. Nice giveaway in front, they score! Levi Harper off the spinning pass from Klepov. Saginaw's back on the board. They make it 6-2 with 9.5 left.
Yeah, I know, right? How did you react out loud when you saw it? Did you swear? I swore. I didn't mean to, it just bleh. Somehow, both Saginaw Spirit players involved in this impressive goal are OHL rookies. Levi Harper, a native of Tampa, Florida, has 17 points in his first 17 OHL games, 6 of them goals, one of them being this one. And Nikita Klepov from Deerfield Beach, Florida, that's right, they're both from Florida, has torn the OHL apart to start his OHL career. He played in the USHL last season, 31 points in 59 games. That's pretty good. Holy Toledo, though. 17 games played so far, 28 points! 13 of them goals, 15 assists, and probably none prettier than that one. Nikita Klepov, Levi Harper, both of you. Oh, wow. Two 17-year-olds from Florida who haven't even been drafted yet, by the way. It's wild. You know what? People scoring have had too much fun in this video so far. We gotta get one in for the goalies. How about Carter George of the Owen Sound Attack?
Across the line, Harry Nancy, Tristan DeLille shoots, and the blocker stop was made by Burns. Backhanded out, right up ahead to Michael Deck. He's by himself. Joining him now is Frasca, so too is Dylan Edwards, 2-on-1. Edwards, cross crease, what a save by Carter George!
That is mwah! Love a good desperation cross crease save to keep the score at, let me say, 8-2. Whatever, he doesn't want to get scored on. All Carter George has done recently is win hockey games. At the end of last season, he had a cup of coffee in the big time with the Ontario Reign of the American Hockey League. He played just 2 games, but his stats are stupendous. 2-0, that's pretty good. A hilarious .984 save percentage and 0.5 goals against average. And during those 2 games, he had as many shutouts, 1, as he had goals allowed. 1. To start this season with the Owen Sound Attack, 7-2-1 with a .907 save percentage. Carter George. Oh, wow. Now, something else pretty impressive happened a little earlier that night. Carter George's Owen Sound Attack teammate Cole Zarowski, check this out, a little dancing.
Coughed up here, though, by the Otters. Nelson punches it out to Easton Mikas. Zarowski, nice move there. Zarowski shoots and he scores! Well, Cole Zarowski does a little dancing, puts it on goal, and it's 7-2. Second of the game for Cole Zarowski.
Oh my goodness. Just shaking and baking through everybody. That's nasty stuff from Cole Zarowski. He won't even turn 18 until February, but he's had an incredible season so far. 15 games played, 10 goals, 17 points. That's one of the goals, by the way. After coming over to the Owen Sound Attack from the Flint Firebirds last season, Cole Zarowski had 10 goals in 29 games, so he's getting even better. Cole Zarowski, buddy. Oh, wow. In our last entry for this week's edition of Oh, Wow, Kitchener Rangers player Jack Labrache.
The rebound went wide. Hedrick here for 20 seconds left to go. Chromiak, a big blast goes highway. That's Labrache backhanded on in on the rebound. Jack Labrache gets his second of the season, and it's 2-0 Kitchener with 16.9 left in the second.
You had the feeling that this pressure was going to result in something. The way they were firing the puck, Jack Labrache on the rebound. Just put yourself in the right position at the right time.
Did a hockey player just unlock a new baseball strategy? What if you just batted backwards? Steve, that's dumb. How do you know? Have you ever seen anyone try it? Yeah, no, all right. I've seen someone try it in a hockey game, and it worked. So there you go, it works. All the evidence I need. Jack Labrache, the 6'5" Brockville, Ontario native, bats it out of the air, and he doesn't even look surprised. He expected to do that. He's got 2 goals this season, and that beauty was one of them. I love it. Jack Labrache of the Kitchener Rangers. Oh, wow. So, what'd you think of this week's edition of Oh, Wow? Did we get everything that you wanted us to? I certainly hope so. For now, that is it for this week's edition of Oh, Wow. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you want to see more of the OHL's best on the SDPN YouTube channel. Tell all your friends. We're always looking for more. Oh, wow.
Hello! Third period time. Shall we do it? Shall we make it happen? I'm excited. I'm ready. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, the reason I'm growing this mustache, and Steve and Jesse too, is because it is Movember time and we are raising money. And we have raised hilariously, oh, there's my timer. We have raised $69, which is a nice number. We're trying to raise 3,000. Last year, we raised 7,000. We're just trying to go for 3. We know it's a tough world out there. We know that the economy's tough. So we're not shooting as high. We just want, if you can, if you got a few extra bucks, we would love if you could donate. And if you can't, we would just love a like in support. Yeah, that's all it is. So we appreciate you all. We love you and thank you. That's all I want to say. Let me see here. What else did I miss while I was gone? Were there any super chats? Well, apparently there was. But I am absolutely, my computer screen is absolutely just going bananas trying to catch up with them. So let me see. Talonseer, does your Wylde hang low? Does it dangle to and fro? Can you grip it with your feet? Is it tasting bittersweet? Is it shrieking like a demon about the failures of the season? Does your Wylde hang low? I can hear the song in my head. I like that. I don't know where you came up with that or why you came up with that. Hayden is saying that's absolute bars. Talonseer, I want you to know that you have a big fan in producer Hayden. Like producer Hayden loves you. Here we go. What else? Expected an errors reference. Oh, that's a good one. That's true. Emo Jalapeno, what's going on? One of the regulars checking in. Have you guys checked out or heard of the new Tim Robinson show called The Chair Company? New episodes every Sunday. I'm excited to watch after. I have not heard about that, but we love Tim Robinson. Very funny guy. Hey guys, you know what? For the history nerds among us, I went and saw a movie this afternoon. And it was the exact opposite of Tim Robinson, but I figured, hey, I'm Adam and I love history and you know that about me, so I figured I'd tell you about it anyway. I went and saw Nuremberg, which is a movie about the law and psychology surrounding when they put all the Nazi officials on trial. And and it is a very heavy movie, but it is one of the best movies I have seen in years. So if you're looking for something, if you can handle, because I know that's a lot. There are some pretty, anytime you get deal with that subject, it can be really heavy. But man, what an unbelievable movie. Unbelievable. My wife loved it too. She's a lawyer, so she, enjoys that part of it. But it was absolutely an excellent movie that I highly encourage you to go see in theaters because movies are always better in theaters. Hawks23 says, I watched Frankenstein on Netflix. It's a masterpiece. I've heard Frankenstein is awesome. Have not seen it yet. I want to watch it. My wife will not watch it with me, so I'm going to have to be alone when I watch it. But man, I would love to see that. Russell Crowe is in that movie, fighting around the world. That's right. This time it's in Nuremberg. That's a dark joke. Wow. Hey, I did call it. Nick Waugh started the period. Hayden just pointed that out. Remember I told you on the Bally Bet segment? I told you he was going to start the period. And look at that. Your boy watches hockey. Now, we need the Leafs to get the first shot. We need Carolina to get the first shot. Forget that. Hayden's like, did you not remember that? Hey, and look, listen. The third line just did their job there. They just forced Carolina. They took the first face-off. They forced Carolina to ice it 30 seconds in, and the Leafs are either going to throw out Matthews or Tavares. And Tavares is sitting on the bench, so the Matthews line is out there. Your job as the third line in that scenario, get the top line an offensive zone start, and then let them go to work. And they just did it. That's a great way to start the period. Matthews unable to win the face-off, and Stahl dumps him. Nyes is able to grab the puck back into Matthews. Bussy with a save. You might call it bussin'. This is a bit of a pond hockey game. Somebody said it in the comments, and they're right. Carolina Leaf games are always bizarre. You don't know what to expect. Sometimes they're weirdly chippy, like tonight, and they're just like full of bizarre plays and weird goals, and it's a Sunday. It seems like they always play Carolina on a Sunday too. Hayden says, I wonder when the last time these two hit the under on shots was. Or shots or goals, Hayden. Anyway. Nicole says, it was my comment you saw, and I used messy, not bizarre. Well, messy, bizarre. I always think that they're bizarre because I see stuff with the Carolina Hurricanes because they play a very specific brand of hockey that really no other team plays to their level. I see stuff in these games that you just don't see ever. Like one thing we saw tonight that we never see anymore is a 4-on-3. You never see that. Emo Jalapeno says, hey, you missed my super chat, bestie, but I love you. Okay, sorry, hang on. Oh, have you? Yeah, Emo Jalapeno, I already talked about the Tim Robinson show. And no, I have not seen it. But I'm excited to watch it too. But I did hit it. I was talking about it, and it prompted me to tell you about Nuremberg, the movie I saw today. You started a conversation. You got us all chatting. And somebody else said Frankenstein's a great movie. You missed all of it. You must have been in the bathroom. Alex Mercer, Adam, is Nuremberg Oscar worthy? I mean, Rami Malek's amazing in it. Michael Shannon's great in it. But I don't know what's Oscar worthy. I always find the worst movies win Oscars. Like, give me a break with The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. That's when I knew. I'm like, oh, I'm not like a movie fan on that level. I love movies, but I don't like get them on the level of, oh, that's an Oscar winner and that isn't. Dolan says, Adam, I thought you hated Oscar bait movies. I do. I think they're terrible. Benjamin Button, Curious Case of Benjamin Button is Oscar bait. You can't convince me otherwise. Terrible. I know that's like a 20-year-old reference, but still, to me, that was one of the most like embarrassing best pictures of all time. Also, The Revenant was such a bad movie and boring as hell. Yeah, I said it. Babylon. So that was about the movies in the 1920s, right? My wife saw that, and she said it felt a little like a fever dream. She was like, I don't know if it was Oscar worthy, but she's like, Margot Robbie was great in it. And there is a really good scene she showed me where they're trying to introduce sound to motion picture because it was about silent movies and about the transition. And it's actually a very funny little scene. She showed me that. Oh, what a save. Oh, and the Carolina Hurricanes have tied this up. Taylor Hall ties the game. By the way, I just want to throw out there, and you don't have to like this if you're a Canes fan, but how huge was that non-call on Sean Walker? When he pushed the net off, the Leafs were up 4-2, and they were on the power play. The ref did not call that, and now Carolina has tied this game. And I'm not saying Carolina doesn't deserve to be in the game because the Leafs defense is shocking on this play. All 5 guys just standing around. What's Nylander looking at? Who's he got? But I'm telling you, that's a very, very key non-call by the Canes, or for the Canes. And they are back in this game. Again, absolute tire fire, second half of a back-to-back type of game. Just the way it is. Timpa says Sean Walker has a goal too. Yeah, but he had the goal before. No, he didn't. He got the goal later. Adam, I'm glad you're missing the Steelers game. The Chargers are up 5-3. Actually 5-3 or 5 touchdowns to 3 touchdowns. CK57 says, when it comes to movie reviews, Adam is a cement head. Okay, well, you go watch Benjamin Button and be bored for the rest of your life. That's cool. I'll go to movies that I find entertaining because that's the point of going to the movies. It's actually 5-3 for the Chargers over the Steelers. It's 5-3, and they're almost at the end of the second quarter. Really? I've never seen a score like that in football. That's crazy. Also, of course, I'm a cement head. Look at the size of my head. What do you think it's filled with? Brains? What are you, stupid? Uh, 15:48 left in the third period. I should remind you guys, I do a Formula One podcast with Mr. Tim Hauraney, F1 Insider, and we will be recording that, not live, unfortunately, but we will be recording that after this Leafs game. So I'm going to be recording that, and that'll be out early tomorrow morning. So while you're waiting for the Steve Dangle podcast to come out, you can listen to us chat about Max Verstappen coming from 17th and finishing 3rd. Kimi Antonelli fighting him off at the end. Lando Norris. Oh, here we go. Morgan Riley's open, and he didn't shoot. Shoot, Morgan! Shoot it! Why would you pass it? The lane was covered. Shoot the puck. You're wide open, and the Leafs just drew a call. Thank God for Nick Waugh. I swear to you, I want Morgan Riley to succeed, but the man is going to put me in an early grave. What are you doing there, Morgan? Shoot it. Get the rebound. Bussy's been giving up fat, juicy-ass rebounds all night. Shoot low, and you got a guy open that you don't need to pass to. Come on! The really good point. What are you, nuts? What are you, nuts, Morgan? Anyway. Don't worry, everybody. I'm not going to. So James Newman says, "Well, Riley is hopeless. Has a hopeless shot. It's not about his initial shot. It's about the rebound. Keep it low. Put it on the goalie. That's all you need to do, and get him to kick it out. Creates a rebound. Boom, instant. You don't have to have a great shot. Man. Okay, Matthews wins the draw. Oliver Ekman-Larsson on the point. By the way, I've loved him at PP1. Oh boy, not a great pass there. I should stop complimenting guys. It's not going well for me tonight. Matthews did get the puck into Matthew Nyes. Matthew Nyes fighting along the board. Carolina comes up with it. This is Oliver Ekman-Larsson bringing the puck back up. Over to Nyes at the Leafs blue line, who passes it to Matthews. Matthews is going to carry it through center to Tavares. They are across the blue line. Behind the net is Matthews. Out front to Willie. Oh, and he just puts it wide. Oh, the hat trick was on the line, and he had Bussy beat down and out, but the backhand just went through the crease and out the other side. Oh, my God. William Nylander, that's 2 games in a row with sure goals. Last night against Boston, it hit 3 posts and went out. Tonight against Carolina, it just goes through. But I almost had William Nylander scoring the first goal. Remember I told you, William Nylander is going to score. Oh. Do I need to? Somebody makes a good point in the chat. Kryzen Medina, you need to start complimenting the Canes more. Every time you compliment someone, they do poorly. Brendan Bussy is a Vezina Trophy candidate. Seth Jarvis is so good that he should not just be on Team Canada, but he should be on Team USA and Team Sweden as well. I'm sorry, Hayden. I lost out. Hayden is complimenting my pickup of Marcus Johansson in fantasy hockey because I did, but my waiver order wasn't good enough, Hayden, so somebody picked him before I did. So I did not get the primary assist. But good for the Wild. I'm happy for the Wild. All right. Second power play unit is out there. Max Domi, Nick Waugh, Morgan Riley, Nick Robertson. And they booted Domi from the faceoff dot. So here comes Waugh, who's pretty good at faceoffs. Waugh sort of wins that faceoff. It goes out to the point to Domi. He's got Aho on him. Remember, very, very quick Carolina shorthanded group with Aho out there. They can score. They can be scary. Here we go. Michelli across the blue line, and he is offside. Get the first power play unit back out there. This is a tie game, Mr. Berube. Silent Rob says, hey, don't you dare slander Seth Jarvis. I'm a Devils fan, and I love that dude. He rocks. Yeah, that's why I complimented him, because I like him too, and I know he's extremely talented, and that is why I don't want him to do well. So Seth Jarvis, future Hart Trophy winner. You know what? He's actually going to win next week's Hart Trophy. I guess you guys didn't know. Hart Trophy is given out every week, and it only goes to Seth Jarvis. Here comes K. Andre Miller with a shot. Oh, man. The Canes are all over the Leafs on this power play. Top unit back out there, less than 20 seconds to go. In fact, it's only 10. Tavares along the boards. Carolina smothering him. And the Leafs get the puck out front, but nobody there. And out come the Canes. We're going to have a 2-on-2 with Kotkaniemi and Nylander, and he almost beats Nylander. And I think, did Nylander get a penalty? I would be shocked if he didn't. Yeah, Nylander's going to the box. Shit. SLS, apparently the 3-2 Bruins goal yesterday was offside, but the Leafs challenged for goalie interference. Our video team, man. Well, no, the Leafs did not challenge for goalie interference. Apparently it was an NHL review. I don't think the Leafs challenged at all. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Gordon says, Adam's beard just got a couple weeks away from peak evil Adam and an alternative universe. That's right. Out of town scoreboard. Blackhawks and Kings beat up on the Red Wings and Penguins. The Senators are doubling up on the Utah Mammoth. Man, I have not seen so much depression out of the Sens fan base in a long time. Their record's not that bad, but they are really down on that team. However, having a good night. Stars up 2-1 over the Kraken. In fact, they won that game. And the Minnesota Wild, as Hayden just mentioned, just scored. Marcus Johansson got a primary assist. I don't know who scored the goal, but the Calgary Flames are down 1-0. And whenever the Calgary Flames go down by a goal, because they can't score, it seems basically insurmountable. DG North, is Berube trying to fit square pegs into round holes? Yeah, partially. I think partially they're trying to implement a semi-new defensive system under Derek Lalonde that I don't think is working. But you know what? Last year, their power play was stone cold for the first 10 weeks of the season. And then the rest of the year, it was the greatest power play in the league, or one of. And I think that was partially because Mark Savard had just taken over as the Leafs assistant coach, was just trying to implement the power play. It did not work. And then all of a sudden, in mid-December, it did. So I don't think they're going to make any huge changes to this. If it's not working by January with this defense, they're going to have to make some changes. The Freak Show says, Adam, who's the first coach that's going to be fired this year? So you always want to look at teams that are struggling that shouldn't be. Hayden says John Hines, Minnesota Wild. My bet was going to be Andrew Brunette from Nashville. Even though I think that Nashville isn't that good and have thought that they aren't that good for a while, even when they had that crazy 12-game winning streak, I still don't think that they were that good. I think that they were a mirage. And it won't be Andrew Brunette's fault, by the way. Barry Trotz is a disaster as a GM so far. Absolute mess. So I'm going to say Andrew Brunette, but he doesn't deserve it. John Hines, too. Listen, if he can't get it going in Minnesota, the thing about it, though, you got to remember with a team like Minnesota is, okay, if not John Hines, then who? Who do they hire? Do you want Pete DeBoer? Oh, big save by Hildeby. There was a tic-tac-toe play there by the Carolina Hurricanes, and Hildeby was able to hold that. Listen, Dennis Hildeby, no matter what the outcome of this game is, ain't no problem with Dennis Hildeby tonight. He's been great. He's been great. Andrew Doctrell says the Avs are terrifying. Dude, the Avs are going to win the Cup. I don't know if I can't believe nobody's told you. Colorado's winning the Cup this year. If they're healthy, they're winning. I don't think we will not see a repeat. If Dallas and Colorado go head-to-head in the first round again, Rantanen's not doing that to them again. They're angry, man. Nate's pissed. You can see it. Hildeby has looked really strong tonight. Can we just get a little? Can we send some clap emojis for Hildeby in the chat? This guy has been saving the Leafs Tookus all night long, dude. TG North also. What are you doing a Waterloo live show? Bunch of nerds. We should do that. We need to do a Kitchener Waterloo show. I know we do. We're kind of booked up for this season though for live shows. We got Oshawa in a couple weeks, and then we don't do one in December because everybody's too busy. And then we got January where we're doing something that I can't talk about yet, but that's kind of a big deal. And I'm very excited to announce it, but we're not there yet. And then February is the Olympics. March, I don't know if we have a live show. Oh no, we do, but it's not announced yet. But I'm excited for that. And then it's playoff season. So I think that'll be it for our live shows. But we got something excited booked in January and something very excited booked in March too. I'm really pumped about the schedule. At some point, one of these days, we're going to be able to get outside of the GTA and actually do live shows in other cities around North America. Just not in the budget yet. Carolina's had really good control on this power play. Leafs keeping them to the outside, but it's sort of feeling like one of those. Whoa! Simo blocked a shot. And then, it looks like the goalie has lost his stick or it's broken. No stick for Dennis Hildeby right now. Power play winding down. 5 seconds to go. Can Carolina get one last shot? Yes, it looks like they might. And big save by Dennis Hildeby. He kept it out. So apparently he got it. It fell behind him, but he was able to keep the puck out. Thank God. Dennis, mother effing Hildeby. Give him some claps. Emojis. We need some clap emojis for our boy Dennis. Sweet Dennis Hildeby. Wow, he's been good tonight. Yeah, I don't know where that puck was. Why did he feel the need to reach around like that? He didn't know where it was. Weird. Ooh, that was close. Aliat says, Hill denied. I'm saying it, SDPN. All right, here comes Max Domi for Carolina Hurricane. Getting the puck over to Sammy Blais. There you go. Love seeing the fourth line getting it going here. McMahon's out with them. You needed to get the fourth line out there. Look at the shot counter. I told you guys. Carolina's already almost at 40 shots. I told you they were going to outshoot the Leafs 40-25 tonight. We're already at 37 Carolina shots on goal. What'd I tell you? Got it. Alex Mercer, Adam, how much do you bench with guns like that? Not enough. Not nearly. No, I don't really have guns. I need to develop some guns. Some pythons. Take them to the zoo, you know? One thing I do have, I got thick hockey legs. I love a good deadlift, you know? Let me show you my gym stats, bro. I would never do that. People used to unironically post their gym stats on their like t-shirts. I think that's so weird. 10 minutes to go exactly in the third period. Carolina pressing. That's another shot. That's going to be shot 38. Matthews, Nyes, Tavares. Not Matthews, Nyes, Tavares. Matthews, Nyes, Nylander. Been a pretty damn good line tonight. Nylander's got 2 goals. Matthews has got a goal. Maybe we get a goal from Nylander for the hat trick. Maybe we get a goal from Nyes. Come on. Nyes has got a couple of great assists tonight. He's been all over the ice. McMahon is now out there. Puck off a stick and into the netting. Tavares line is coming out. Now, this is the Bally Bet SDPN watch along. I'm your host, Adam Wylde. I want to let you know, if you use the promo code SDPN on Bally Bet right now, you're going to get a 100% profit boost each Saturday for the rest of the regular season. That's a 100% profit boost each Saturday, rest of the regular season. This is in addition to Bally Bet's site-wide welcome offer where you get $50 in bonus bets when you wager $10. Now, please note that this offer is currently only valid in the States. but we are cooking up something special for our Ontario viewers. We're just not ready just yet. So shout out to Bally Bet. Great partners on this stream. If you want to sign up, you can do so. Remember to use that promo code SDPN, but that is for Americans only at this moment, of which there are many on the chat tonight. And Ontario and otherwise, we will have something for you in the near future. Don't you worry. DG North says, Hilda Daddy, let's go. I like that. Hilda Daddy. Justin texted us. Oh man, you could tell there's a lot of down and out Leafs fans and a lot of Canes fans in the chat tonight. He says, who's going to break this tie, chat? So Toronto got 51% of the vote. Carolina got 49%. Just over 400 of you voted. So that's a lot. 51% said Toronto. That means there's a lot of Leaf fans in this chat who are like, I don't know about this. Leafs can't play any defense. The goaltending's bad. Yeah. Anyway, it's crazy. It's crazy. STP VIP, just a reminder, if you guys sign up, you get an extra episode every single week. But if you go to the ad-free VIP tier, so you basically, it's like a couple extra dollars a month. So it's $4.99 for the VIP extra episode. It's $6.99, and you get every single STP episode ad-free, and you get them early too. Because we don't have to put any ads in them. So that makes it easier to edit. So Jesse just goes ahead and posts it and then adds all the ads, and it takes him an extra hour. Here we go. Tavares with Robertson and McMahon. This line's been pretty darn good all night. 10 minutes to go in the third period. Now, here's the question. How much offense are either of these teams going to go for now that we're under 10 minutes? Are we going for the point here? Are we going to overtime, or do you risk it and go for it? Because Carolina has been pretty stingy defensively all night, but when they have had the opportunities, the Leafs have made them pay. The Leafs have been really, really good with their opportunities. Oh, big save by Hildeby there. A little bit of a floater, but he was able to stop it. Carolina's had a lot of shots, but Hildeby's been strong. So I don't know. I don't know what you do. It's a regular season game. Are you going to play conservative, or are you going to be an edgelord and go for it? I don't know. Looks like Ottawa just won their game. I'm very happy for Sens fans who are just in a deep depressive state over the state of their goaltending. Again, you're missing Brady Tkachuk, guys. It's not going to be perfect until he comes back. I think Ottawa's going to be just fine. Dr. Greg O'Neill says, we lose. Link Steve to tell the Darcy Tucker story. No, I think we'll leave Steve alone and let him do his LFR. Nick Waugh brings the puck across center. He's lays a hit on Aho. Michelli in deep. He misses the puck. Svechnikov's going to get it along the half wall. Michelli challenges. Carolina able to get it out to the neutral zone where it hits Jake McCabe's stick and goes into the crowd. Shots are 39-20, but don't let that fool you. The Carolina Hurricanes always fire a bazillion shots at the net. It has sort of worked for them. They had one floater from Sean Walker just skip through and beat Hildeby. But Dennis Hildeby has been very, very good tonight. And I don't want anyone hating on Dennis Hildeby after this game. No matter what the outcome is, he's been strong. SLS says, what is the Darcy Tucker story? Basically, we went to when Air Canada wrapped up their partnership with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment for the naming rights to the arena. They brought a bunch of people, and Steve and Jesse and I were included in this, on flights to Boston to see a playoff game, and we got to fly down on the Leafs Air Canada jet. Oh, and the Carolina Hurricanes just scored. Just a dog shit giveaway in their own zone. And you know what? This is a game that the Leafs were up 4-2 at one point. They cannot clear the puck. And by the way, the reason that Carolina got their second goal was because of this. This was a bad play by McCabe. Ehlers intercepts. And then, like these fucking guys, man, they're playing. Honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm asking you, anybody who has watched hockey, but anybody who's been to a hockey practice once in their life, tell me what What part of the Toronto Maple Leafs defense are you taught not to do in house league? And what I mean by that, because I didn't really articulate it that well, is literally the fundamentals are completely missing. There's no fundamentals here. This team's just, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new at hockey. Crazy. And here they go, all in front of the net again. Boy, it's so frustrating to watch because the Leafs score enough to win games. The problem is the defense and the goaltending, and tonight it hasn't been the goaltending. 2-goal lead, guys. And here's a little bit of copium, but I'm going to say it anyway. That Sean Walker non-call was absolutely massive. He should have been called. The Leafs should have been up 5-3 on a power play. It should have been. Absolute joke that the ref didn't call that, but this is what it leads to, especially for a team like the Leafs who have shaky confidence, who look like shit in their own end. Like, this is what this is. Like, these guys are all veterans. Riley, Myers, OEL, McCabe, Benoit. These are guys that have all played like 200 plus games. And that's at the low end. The top four for the Leafs, there's probably like 2,000 games between the four of them right now, not including Tanev. And I just can't believe they're playing like this. It's insane. And by the way, how important too was William Nylander missing? He had Brandon Bussey beat, and he put the puck through the crease. And kind of like last night, if that goal goes in, I think we're talking about a different game. At very least, it would be a 5-all tie. Yeah, it's just crazy. Just crazy. They are talented enough to be better than this. They score enough goals to be better than this. I am begging the Leafs defense. I'm begging Derek Lalonde to not have the Leafs playing like the Derek Lalonde coached Red Wings, because that's what they look like on defense. They look as porous and shitty as the Red Wings did. And I think it's because, listen, Lalonde deserves a lot of leeway here. He was the defensive coach for the Tampa Bay Lightning when they were winning the Stanley Cup. Here's the problem, though. That team had Hedman, a very young, developing quickly Sergachev. They had McDonough, and they had Cernak. And they also had a couple of those years, Luke Shen. And whoever else you want to mention. Jan Ruda, noted Alan Welsh client. This is not a group that's got the same talent. And, you know, the difference between the way this group played defense under Lane Lambert last year versus the way it's playing this year is so startling. It's unbelievable. And Nyes is down and a little hurt. I hope he's okay. Nyes has got the puck. Okay, he's back up. He got up slowly, though. I hope he's all right. Nylander. Matthews got pass goes by him. Nyes in along the board. Nylander in the corner where people say he never goes. But look at that. He's got 3 canes on him. Anita Poole, real bad. Marner was the heart of this team. No, he wasn't. If he was the heart of this team, he would have performed in the playoffs. Sorry, end of story. Heart and soul guys perform in the playoffs. He didn't. End of story. I'm tired of talking about Marner. Let's move on. Man, it's crazy how bad the defense core is. And I can only really attribute that to coaching. They lost a all-world defensive coach in Lane Lambert. And if you look at the way the Seattle Kraken are playing hockey this year, they're playing pretty good, and they're playing strong, stingy defense. I'm telling you, it is not Marner. It is absolutely Derek Lalonde, who I was against them hiring. I have yet to see good results. And any Red Wings fans in the chat? Any Red Wings fans in the chat? Tell me about Derek Lalonde. Do you like the way he coaches? He seems like a great guy. But are we kidding? That's it. Like, at a certain point, we got to talk about the system that they're playing, especially at 5-on-5. The system they're playing at 5-on-5 is not working. They either don't have the talent or they can't. They don't have the talent, they can't. I don't know which it is, But Lalonde's system maybe lends itself to high-end guys like a Sergachev, McDonough, Cyranak, Hedman from 4 or 5 years ago. This is not good enough. And it's not like these guys are not talented. They have a good defense, this Leafs team. It was one of their strengths, which we identified before the season. What are we talking about here? I can't believe this is a problem. See, look at that. All these guys saying Lalonde, he's a shitty coach. That's why Toronto has him. Well, I don't know if he's a shitty coach. And people are saying Berube's got to go. Again, they won the division with Craig Berube as the coach. Sheldon Keefe didn't do that. Mike Babcock didn't do that. Berube did that. So, no, Berube is not the problem here, guys. But the one major change I see is the defense sucks this year. The Leafs are go look at goals per game. The Leafs are top 3 in the league in goals for per game, but they're also bottom 3 in goals against per game. So what's the problem? The problem is defense and goaltending. That's the problem. And what's the major change? Well, Joseph Woll missed part of training camp and hasn't played yet. Okay, I'll grant you that. Maybe Stolarz is a little tired. Okay, maybe. Caden Primo stunk. Okay, I'll listen to that too. But Stolarz hasn't been great. And Berube mentioned the team defense has sucked. It's been terrible. Last year was the 1 year where I can legitimately say, wow, I was so impressed with their defense. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. I told you the Leafs were going to get outshot like crazy. They are. Everybody. I do think the Leafs have an opportunity here to tie it, come away with it. Oh, sorry, there was a fly in here. But like, at what point are we gonna we need to squarely point the finger at the coaching staff? How does a team that has one of the top defenses in the league last year fall this far over the course of the summer? Injuries, sure. Goaltending, not great, sure. What are we talking about though? It's coaching. These guys know how to play defense. We saw it last year. It's the same people. They didn't change a single guy. All of them are back. Yeah, it's just terrible. Terrible defense. And I think it's bad mechanics, and that comes down to coaching. They're never in the right spot. They never have the right people. They always seem not sure what they're supposed to do out there, which is nuts. It's the NHL. How complicated is defense really? And yet, a great coach makes a big difference, and we saw that with Lane Lambert, who's now a head coach. David Owens, I'm so sick of them giving games away. I got to stop adding Leafs win to my parlay. It's costing me $100 tonight. Yeah, well, David, I understand, bud. 3 guys in there and a big fat rebound served up and nobody to get it. Poor Hildeby's just all on his own. Take a man, take a body, guys. Let's go. Come on. Don't tell me they're not talented enough. I'll listen to they don't want it as bad. I'll listen to that. I'll hear you on that. Don't tell me they're not talented. They're more than talented. I'm just so annoyed. Look at the replay right now. Look at how much space shooters get. I'm telling you, stop falling for the bullshit, lazy stuff about, oh, Marner left and this and this and that. Look at the amount of space the Toronto defense gives every team. Every team. Meters of space. For our American friends, that's 3 feet. 1 meter is 3 feet, roughly. Meters of space. Lots of falling bodies on the ice. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. It's crazy. Why does nobody gap up? Did you guys see Steve's LFR last night? He shows those 2 screen grabs. Nobody gapping up on the shooter. Nobody. You get in his face every time. And the arena just sounds dejected now. They were humming 20 minutes ago. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. Look, shot again. At least OEL's trying. Ooh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Somebody just said, no offense, Adam, but I was really hoping for Steve to be freaking out over the blown lead. He freaked out last night. How many times is he going to freak out over the course of the year? Like, what's he going to do? Freak out again tonight? No. Somebody said this is a SpongeBob ass defense. It is. I love that description. It's crazy how bad the Leafs are in their own zone. All they have to do is clean it up a little bit, and they're going to go on a crazy run. They score enough goals. They're scoring almost 4 goals a game right now. Let's see what they do here. Less than 90 seconds to go in this game. I'm disappointed. I really thought that they could win this game. Well, they could have won this game. They easily could have won this game, but they can't play any friggin' defense. And they're just hanging. The defense is hanging hill to be out to dry. And look at the Canes forechecking pressure. Leafs could never in their lives dream of this kind of forechecking pressure. They've never been that kind of team. It's like, look at the Canes. Look at how hard they work. Look how tenacious they are. They are dogs on a bone, all of them. And the Matthews line has been out there for a minute and not had possession. Okay, we got 6-on-5 now. Waugh dropped it to Matthews. OEL. So it's Nick Waugh that's going to join the top line out here. He's had a very good game. Smart idea to put a centerman out there, too, in case you get a face-off. You got 3 centers to choose from. 28 seconds to go. Leafs 6-on-5. Empty net. Let's see if we can get a goal, tie this up, send it to overtime. It's we're running out of time here. 17 seconds to go. 13. Here we go. Nice out front. He's got it. Oh, he put it wide. Ah! Are we joking? Oh, my God. And the Leafs are going to lose this game. Oh. Three major factors, guys. 3 major factors. Number 1, Toronto's defense sucks. And I am blaming it squarely on the coaches. I'm sorry. At a certain point, Derek Lalonde, like, what the hell are we doing here, dude? This is the strength of the team last year. Why are you not playing well? Second thing, Sean Walker not being called for pushing the net off is an enormous factor in the way this game went. Listen, I know that's a whole bunch of cope, but the Leafs should have been up 5-3 on that play. Like 5-3 on the power play. And then, the third thing, another William Nylander missed goal. He had Brendan Bussey beat. He put the backhand through the crease. And it's the same thing as yesterday in Boston, or against Boston. Boston came in, and the Leafs could have won. And Nylander put it off 3 posts. Those are the 3 things that sink you. And the Leafs went into this weekend, 2 games at home, and they get 0 points. And by the way, you want to hear a fun fact? Chris Johnson told me this. The Leafs have already played a quarter of their home games for the entire season right now. Most of the rest of the way, because they always American teams get all the away games early, and then Canadian teams, because they were trying to balance with football, Canadian teams have to play a lot of games on the road later on in the season. Is it fair? No, but it's the way it is. And the Leafs have stunk. They've stunk on defense. They've stunk. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's two games in a row where you could have won and you just didn't push hard enough. Honestly, they didn't. And I don't know. I'm annoyed. I got to collect my thoughts here. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm going to need everybody to take it easy on Dennis Hildeby. I thought he was spectacular tonight. He held the minute. I'm going to need everybody tomorrow morning to ignore all the BS lines about, well, if they had Mitch Marner, he played great defense. No, stop. He played defense on the power play. Yeah, he got back as a winger. Yeah, sorry, no. This game hinges on the Leafs' current defense core and the way it's being coached and deployed. End of story. Goaltending was good enough. They had 4 goals. When you score 4 goals in a game before the start of the third period, you should win that game 9 times out of 10. The Leafs are top 3 in goals for per game, bottom 3 in goals against per game. You tell me where the issue is. I'm going to repeat it until you're bored of hearing it. I'm going to say it 5 times on the podcast tomorrow. It is the 1, 2, and 3 problems that they have. This team is talented enough. They are more than good enough. They have more than enough help. It's enough. That defense group down with Derek Lalonde tomorrow and go, so what's the plan here, guys? Because what you're doing isn't working. And you want to be process-driven about this? We'd like to see, like, how many breakaways do the Canes have tonight? 5? It isn't the ball. That's not a personnel thing. That's a systems issue. 5 breakaways? Come on. Easily 5. Anyway, Kozlov13 says the Leafs are the epitome of hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, like tonight, I saw effort. I've seen some non-effort games. Those first 2 periods against Pittsburgh last week, there was no effort. No effort. This is a garbage dump on defense. An absolute shit heap. And that's the only way to describe it. Mark McGowan says, you have a lack of friendship issue. Yeah, maybe they're not playing for each other. Robert Bett says, throw that 8 ball out. By the way, the 8 ball was correct. Leafs lost. The 8 ball said they would. Celtic Warrior says, watching this team is like watching shitty coworkers, half-assing efforts and no heart in their craft. Great stream, Adam. Well, thank you for watching. And listen, guys, I love you all. And I want to be on a stream with you again soon. And I think I got one on Thursday. So, and maybe we'll do Tuesday as well, because I'm trying to do more of these. So listen, it is on Thursday. That's the next scheduled one. Announce tomorrow whether I'm doing the stream Tuesday night, but I think I am. We just have to make sure we got the right coverage. But guys, the problem with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise, the problem with the Toronto Maple Leafs is squarely on their defense. It's on the coach, and it's on the 6 guys who keep dressing for them on defense. And maybe it's the wingers too, and the centerman, whatever. Nobody picks anybody up. That Taylor Hall goal, like, what are we doing, William Nylander? What are we doing? Jake McCabe giving the puck away to Nick Ehlers. Jake McCabe, one of their most dependable guys. Bobby McMahon in the first period getting outworked, which leads to a Jake McCabe penalty because he gets stripped in his own end. Then Jake McCabe's got to put the arms around Kotkaniemi's waist, which the box, which puts them down. Svechnikov fires a bullet home. They are beating themselves. And no disrespect to the Carolina Hurricanes, who are consistently one of the best teams in the NHL in the regular season and consistently get to the second round of the playoffs. What's that like, Canes fans? Must be nice. Not an acceptable outcome tonight. They should have won this game. So, listen, I want to tell you this. All of you that came in, I've really loved having you. This was a great stream. I think I'm going to do one Tuesday. I know I'm going to do one Thursday. Steve will be back to do one Saturday next week. So we got lots of streams, plenty to look forward to. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys again. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, new SDP tomorrow, new CJ show tomorrow, new Nailing the Apex tomorrow too, which I'm gonna stream with Tim right now. So we're not gonna stream it. Sorry, you know what? Hayden's here. We should just live stream the show, but we can't. We're gonna do Nailing the Apex next. It's gonna be out tomorrow morning. Until I see you again on one of these streams, just know I love you, Gripper Nation. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for hanging out. Canes fans, thanks so much for being so great in the chat today. You guys were excellent. And I will see you on the next stream, whenever that is. At the latest, it's Thursday. At the earliest, Tuesday. Have yourself a great Sunday night. And I know tomorrow's Monday, and that's not always the best for everybody, but it'll be over soon. I wish we could have had a Leaf game to think about tomorrow. A good Leaf game. One where they won.